Day everyone, welcome back to the stream. How's everyone doing? So let me get this turned up. I had to make a couple adjustments to my microphone because I was watching back some of the streams and realized it was sounding like my microphone was clipping, even though on here it doesn't look like it's actually clipping. It's like only barely going in. Well, I guess it's going relatively in. I don't know, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I just want to make sure that the mic sounds okay. So let me know if it does not sound good, and then yeah, we'll try to figure out what's going on. And yeah, welcome everyone. Glad you're here. Hootie Hen, congratulations on being first, and Dylan, always happy to see you here in the chat. Welcome. All right. So yes, I like to try to win. Fair, Hootie Hen, fair. Well, so I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna do this. Let's see what we can do, because oh man, let's see. I know we can do a poll. So if we do manage polls, we can do a new poll. Question: heads or tails? Heads or tails? And then if we did heads, tails, that's just a poll. And that's the thing, is like, I mean, unless we don't want to, because I don't really know what we're gonna do here. I'm not quite sure, Hootie Hen. I'm gonna win all the points. Well, see, yeah. So here's the thing. Like, we can do the poll, right? The poll does it based off of what other people vote for, not necessarily what the actual coin flip is. At least I don't think that's how that would work. Let's give it a shot. I'm not sure. Is there something else though? I feel like there's something else we can do. Let me pull this over here. I'm gonna duplicate this tab. Let me close that. So I think, let me just pull that over here, and then we're gonna do. So we've got manage goals, stream together, ads, sub only chat, prediction. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's the prediction. It's not the poll. I think it's the prediction we need to do. Should Moonman bring a drink down? Oh, should Moonman? Okay, that's an old one. That is an old one. Start prediction. Okay. Previous predictions. Should Moonman bring a drink down? Will the VPN work? What? What are all these predictions? What the crap? Name the prediction. Okay. Heads or tails? All right. I'm getting it now. That was my bad. My bad. For some reason, I was thinking we would need to do poll, but then I'm like, we can't do poll because then it just depends on whatever everybody else says. That's what actually wins. All right, there we go. Okay, so outcome 1 is going to be heads, and outcome 2 is going to be tails. Submission. Oh my goodness, 10 in a row. Booty head. That is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for watching 10 streams in a row. That's nuts. That is nuts. Unknown Artist says, Discord? Also, hi. Welcome, Unknown Artist. Glad you're here. And we can absolutely take a peek at the Discord. We're going to get this prediction set up really quick. Submission period. How long viewers have to guess the outcome? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Just... I think this is what we would do. How long viewers have to guess the outcome? Just because we're waiting for people to still get in here, I'm going to do 10 minutes. And then in like 9 minutes, like right before the prediction's going to end, I'm going to be like, all right, everybody, make sure if you haven't done a prediction yet, do the prediction. And then we'll do the coin flip, and then we'll say whatever the prediction is. So, yes. So here we go. So heads or tails on the coin flip. There we go. All right, everybody. There we go. Start prediction. We got 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, we will do the coin flip. Let's do start prediction. The streamer or mod will need to confirm the outcome within 24 hours. Okay, yeah. Fair. That's totally understandable. Got it. All right, everybody, there we go. Got a prediction started. Make sure to go in there and be like, hey, do you think it's going to be a heads or a tails? Win channel points if you make the correct prediction. There we go. I feel like I need to make better use of predictions. I really need to. Unknown Artist says, also name change. Am no longer a unknown artist. I've grown oh my god. I've grown the unknown artist. The A is now just part. I didn't know that. It's absolutely beautiful. You've grown and matured so much. It's crazy. Dylan says, is it a straight flip, or do you catch it in your palm and flip it to the back of the other hand? So I'm probably what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna do a Google coin flip, because I'm sure I've got a coin somewhere around here. Oh wait, actually I do. I have got. I mean, oh, that's just, no, I don't know. Never mind. Yeah, we're gonna do a virtual coin flip. That's the one I was thinking of. A virtual coin flip. So yeah, so in 10 minutes we're gonna do a virtual coin flip. So who knows? Who knows what it may be? But if you guess right, you'll get channel points. So there we go. Should be a good time. Should be a great time. Yeah. Well, I'm glad everybody's here. Welcome. So we're gonna finish up tonight the skill tree, because it has now been 3 streams straight of the skill tree, and I feel like everybody's kind of getting tired of it and wanting to move on. So this is gonna be the last night of it. I already know for sure we're not gonna be able to get through luck. I'm just gonna say that outright now. We're gonna get through warding. Warding is gonna be done. The other thing that I kind of realized with these skills is we aren't actually going to be able to, some of them won't actually even do anything until we actually add them to the game. Because as of right now, it is just increasing a variable in the database. Like that's all it's doing. It's not actually taking into account, like say for example, specifically with the warding. When we're adding these warding skills, again, like it's not actually going to be doing anything because it's just increasing a variable. But later down the line, we're going to have to go in and add the different skills to the game itself. So as you're leveling them up, they're actually something. Right now, though, we're just getting the variables in there so we can then use those those variables later to manipulate things. Heads for the win. Oh. Actually, yeah. What do we got so far? Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna predict. Streamers can't cast prediction on their own channel. Dang it! I wanted to predict. All right, what do we got though? We've got 88% are saying heads, with 12% saying tails. That is 1.5k channel points saying heads. Man, that's gonna be crazy if it goes. But on the flip side, no pun intended. On the flip side, if it's tails, that's gonna go even crazier. That one guy voting for tails, that's gonna go hard if you're actually correct. So we'll see what happens. I got ice cream. Ooh, that sounds really good. I had a tiny bit of ice cream earlier in the evening. I didn't realize how little ice cream we actually had left in the house. It was like, because like we had a little tub in the freezer, and I was like, it's been there for a while. I'll grab it and just eat a little bit of it. I opened it up. There was like 2 spoonfuls left in the bottom. I'm like, dang it. But oh well, it was still really good. It was a chocolate peanut butter swirl ice cream thing. Really good stuff. Don says, we are like family. We are like family. We are like family here. So, according to what Don has said, an unknown artist, I believe you owe us all ice cream because families share. So, bring it over. Bring it over here. Dylan says, I'm Tails. I'll be eating good tonight. Dylan, I've got my fingers crossed for you, Dylan. I've got my fingers crossed. I don't share my watch streak. It gives me an error, but I reached 10. Oh, you can't share your watch streak, but you did hit 10 with 10. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for watching for 10 streams straight. I am so sorry that you had to go through that, but I appreciate it. I do appreciate that. I'm Tails 2. We winning big. Kamdari, I've got it. I've got a feeling. But who knows? 50-50. Sharing is caring, and I don't care. That's fair. If I had more ice cream, I would also not share it. So totally understandable. Totally understandable. All right, let's come in here. So we're here in the Tomb of Vercilias, as you can see. And if we come over to here, of course we want to save the game. There we go. We got our nice skill tree. So all of this is done. Dexterity is done. And warding we have started on. We've got the first 2. It's absolutely fantastic. So let's come over here. We actually want to crap. We don't want to crap. We want to come over here. We want to open up. Wait. That's the Twitch monster battler. What the freak are you doing over here? Tomb of Vercilias. That's the one we want. And we want to go to images, pictures. Let's come over here to the skill tree static. Open that up in Photoshop. Let's grab the skill tree highlight. All right, next up is this guy right here, the geo warding. Yeah. Yeah. Hootie Hen says, I did 1,500 points in heads, I think. Oh my gosh. That is a lot of points. That's a lot of points on heads. Well, I mean, I guess we'll see. We will find out in 4 minutes what's going to happen here. Actually, now I wonder. Hold up. Coin flip. Okay, all right. Okay, good. I was like, I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait a minute. What's this here? Coin flip simulator? Ooh. All right. Oh. Okay. Here's another thing that I'm going to be adding just because, because I'm adding this rule because I run the stream and I make the rules here. So we're going to do best 2 out of 3. Yeah, there we go. That will, I feel like that'll make it just a little bit more exciting once we get there. So yeah, so best 2 out of 3. We're gonna see what happens. Lopta says, crappens. I appreciate that. If I win, I'm the GOAT. You will be. We'll see. We've got another 3 minutes. Let's see if we can get started on this thing, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, so yeah, so we've got the pyro negation. Yeah, so we've got pyro ward and pyro negation, and then in here, this is going to be the geo ward. The position of the box is 744, 456, 744, and 456, and we've got 800, 524, 100, 524, 524. Sheesh. Go. Oh, we're getting close. All right, this is going to be the warding skill 3. Geo word, not works ward. The description box, yes, the highlight is going to show at. Where's this thing going? $772, $490. $772 and $490. Go. All right, skill name is going to be the Geo Ward. And we can just copy and paste this exact same thing from here. No need to rewrite this whole thing. But block a percentage of incoming Geo damage from enemy attacks. Go. Ooh, minute and a half left. Then you are going to be... Oh, not 710. Are 717. 717. You are less than... So actually, here's another thing that I maybe I should point out. Maybe not. Maybe not. I am actually increasing the amount of times that you can upgrade these, but I'm also decreasing the amount that it actually does. Yeah. So basically, what would this be? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20. Yeah, well, yeah, 2 should be fine, right? Or could we go up to... Yeah, that should be fine. Well, yeah, we'll stick with that. There's going to be so much balancing that has to come into play later, so I'm not too worried about it. Yes, we're going to have this go up in 2% increments. Because here, I realized this as I was thinking about it. So I tried to go in and I was trying to update things in my off time. Wait. Okay, yeah. So I was trying to update things in my off time. I say in my off time. In the tiny little bit of time that I had less than 10. Yeah, so I was trying to finish up a little bit more in here, and then I started realizing, I was like, having it actually go up so much, so quickly, kind of is a bit. And so I was like, what if instead we make it so you can level up a few extra times, but then it just does it less? Because here's what I'm kind of thinking what we're going to do, is the way that it'll work is the skill tree is going to be a much slower, gradual build as you're going along, and then the perk cards and things like that, those will be like the harder hitting, really powerful, but temporary thing. So that way you're like slowly building up over time, and then, yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, is we're gonna go in this direction, where it's more of a, you can upgrade more times, but it just does a little bit less each time. So, yeah. Because that way I feel like we can have the player get more skill points more often, which should hopefully make it a little bit more exciting, and then just have like those smaller incremental upgrades. And hopefully that'll be a little bit more exciting and entertaining. Hopefully. Okay, so the crap. Wait, actually, yeah, we can just keep dodge chance times 2, dodge chance. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, we can keep that the exact same. Except for 117, 717, 717, 717, 717, 17. All right, cool. Go. Let's apply that. Let's save that, because it is now time. Is everybody ready for this coin flip? I think so. I know that I am. All right, here we go. Let's go to coin flip. So Google's got a coin flip we could do. We could also do... we'll just do coin flip. We can do coin flip. All right, everybody. So if you haven't yet... Actually, I guess the time is out. I completely forgot to remind people. That's my bad. Oh well. All right, everybody. We've got the predictions in. So we've got... we're currently at... Oh, actually. Let's do... Let's see. Can I do... this? Let's do something like this. And then... Yeah, there we go. Now everybody can see. All right, let's duplicate that. Let's bring that over here. There we go. Everybody can see what we've got. So we have got 62% saying heads, and we've got 38% of the mana, not necessarily the votes, the mana saying tails. So let's see what happens. So everybody ready? Remember, best 2 out of 3. So let's do the first flip. Oh, come on. Oh, we got tails. All right, that's 1 tails. That is 1 tails. Let's see. Second coin flip. Oh, come on. Oh my gosh. All right, neck and neck. Next one wins. Go. Here we go. Come on. Oh, we got tails. We've got tails. Congratulations, tail team. We've got tails. Tails has won. Congratulations, Tails. To the heads team, I am so sorry. That is rough. But hey, it's all a part of the game, right? Choose outcome. We have got ourselves some tails. There we go. Complete prediction. Are you sure tails is the correct outcome? Yes. Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely I am. Complete prediction. There we go. There we go, everybody. Enjoy your points if you were on Team Tails, and congratulations. And yeah, I think we'll probably do this. Oh my gosh, 2.4K. Go to Kemdari and Dylan. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. What?
Kemdari_Vike just turned their way into the credits of Tomb of Vercilias.
Congratulations. That is an absolutely fantastic way to spend it. If I do say so myself. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, well then let's get over here and get you in the credits. Ooh.
Unknown_artist says, I just lost all my money on coin betting.
No!
My family has left me. I've committed various crimes and am running from the police. Anyways, can you check Discord?
Absolutely, absolutely I can. That was beautiful. See, look at that. You can make light of a tragic situation. Just don't gamble, kids. Don't gamble. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's not worth it. All right. Oh, there we go. All right, Kemdari, let me know if you would like it spelled any different way or changed at all for the credits, if you want me to change the capitalizations at all, or whatever you would like there. But yeah, congratulations on being in the credits of Tomb of Vercilias. Very well done. I know that's a lot to save up. I mean, it seems like you gambled at least a little bit at the end to get the rest of the way there. But very well done. Very well done. Congratulations. So just let me know, though, if you want it spelled differently, if you want a completely different name, if you want your actual name, whatever it is you would like, let me know, and I can make that. I can also do it off stream if you'd prefer, so that no one can like put 2 and 2 together. So just let me know. That is all right. Let's go check Discord really quickly. All right, and off topic. Gambling is totally worth it. Totally worth it. Absolutely worth it. All right, everybody. Let's see. Let's make sure. Okay, so I haven't gone too far. Wait up. Is this a video? Is this a video of the drawing? What? I do love these time lapses. They are very entertaining. I really wish that I could full screen it, but as soon as I full screen it, oh wait. Oh yeah. As soon as I full screen it, that happens. So, you know. I guess we could do this. Here, let's do this. I'm gonna throw that up there. Then we're going to come over to OBS. We go to displays. We're going to turn on monitor 2. There we go. Actually, let's do this. Move you down there so I can actually still see myself. There we go. Then we full screen that. Oh, look at that. Look at it go. Oh, there we go. Wait, what happened? I had to stop. Like, what happened? Oh, that is it's so cool to watch the art actually like come together. Absolutely beautiful stuff. I love it. Very nicely put together. I don't know why it keeps pausing. Like it's not paused, but the video just keeps stopping. Friggin' Discord being Discord. I am. Yeah, beautifully done. Absolutely fantastic work. We got ourselves some of that. We got ourselves some of that. All right, what do we got next? We got Unknown Artist with, I'm trying to use my dog water drawing skills to make a new PNG tuber, inspired from the Deltarune Chapter 1 Ralsei. Ralsei? I'm going to say Ralsei. But that looks fantastic. I love it. I love the shading you got going on the, you got like the edges here, you got the hair all around the brim of the hat. Oh, made the bandana. Very well done. Now I'm trying to figure out, is this facial hair? Like would that be like a mustache, or is that a mouth? Kind of seeing it both ways. I'm gonna say it's facial hair. It's a mustache. Gotta be. It's gotta be. Either way, it is absolutely beautiful though. Stream snipe. Ralsei. Oh my. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's how it's pronounced. Okay, that makes sense. That would make sense. Well, yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. And then let's see. You also said off topic. Art and off topic. Yes. And we got off topic. What do we got in here? Oh, guys. Guys, look at it. I don't know who that is. Who is that? I mean, I also don't technically know who that is, but obviously it's a Pokemon trainer. I think. But I don't know who that is. But I'm going to say, woo. I would be cool, but I don't think so. Mainly because there's already an N in Death Note. I don't know who that is. But I'm going to say, I like it. I'm going to say cool. It's great. But yeah, very nice, very nice. I need to make sure that I'm keeping better up to date on Discord stuff. I get so far behind so fast. It's not good. Not good. You haven't watched Death Note? No, I have not. But I am getting caught up on some anime, right? So my wife has watched many animes, and there are many that she wants me to get caught up on. So we are working towards getting caught up. That is happening. That is happening. But it's just kind of like a slow process, you know. There's not a whole lot of time in my life, unfortunately. Cringe Moon Man doesn't know nerd things. I know some nerd things, and not other nerd. That's all. That's all. So cringe to not watch anime. Here's the thing, I am watching anime. My wife and I, we're slowly but surely getting through My Hero Academia. So, you know, slowly but surely getting through there. And then once we finish that, trying to decide if we're going to finally finish Castlevania, or if we're going to move on to gosh, why can I never remember the name of it? Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist. We will probably do Full Metal Alchemist next. But yeah, so yeah, my wife is much more of the anime connoisseur, we'll say. And then I have watched some. Don't judge me. But basically, the only anime that I had really watched until I met my wife was Fruits Basket. And I liked it. It was good. It was a good show. It was a good show, all right? I liked Fruits Basket. Yeah. I mean, like, I've like seen other animes here and there, but like I've never like sat down and watched them. Yeah. So, I'm redeeming myself though. Whenever I have time, whenever we have time, we do sit down, we do watch. But it is a little rough to actually try and find time. Because again, it's like Sundays I'm streaming, Mondays I have game nights with my brothers, Tuesdays I'm streaming. Beautifully done. Wednesdays, it's our date nights. That's usually when we'll watch stuff. And then Thursdays I'm streaming. And then Fridays we'll sometimes have time if we're not playing D&D. And then Saturdays we sometimes have time if we're not playing D&D. And then it's Sunday again. And then it's back to the grind, back to the streaming and the work and everything. So anyway, my AI wife loves anime. Beautifully put, right one. Also, welcome. Glad you're here. I really want to watch the original Full Metal Alchemist, but you have to get really expensive CD. Yeah, wait, what do you mean the original? Like before Brotherhood? Because that's the one we're going to be watching. At least I think it's the original. Unless there's another Full Metal Alchemist before Full Metal Alchemist, which would have been before Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If that's the case, then maybe we won't be watching that one. My Hero Academia is peak in my opinion. It is really good. Here's the thing. I am really bad at remembering names, especially anything that aren't American names. I have the hardest time. And so my wife will be like, hey, what do you think about, and she'll like say a name of a person, and I'll be like, I don't know who that is. She'll be like, it's literally the main character in My Hero Academia. I'm like, oh, he's great. He whines a lot, but he's great. He's great. Just Full Metal Alchemist. Brotherhood is the only one on stream. Oh, okay. I don't know where, because we started Full Metal Alchemist a while ago, and we were streaming it, so I don't know where we would have found it. Oh. Well, we were watching it. Even though Deku is a nerd. That's the name. See, maybe if she had actually called him Deku, because she called him like his actual name, and I was like, who? Although I probably still would have said who if she said Deku, but, you know. Brotherhood, from what I've heard, is just some slight story change. That is not what I heard. I heard the Brotherhood is like the actual, like more true to the manga than the original Full Metal Alchemist was. What I've heard is that Full Metal Alchemist started very much so aligned with the manga, and then just veered off like crazy. And so then Brotherhood was kind of their way of being like, just kidding, we're gonna do it in line with the manga. I could be very wrong, but that's what I've been told. Maybe I'll watch Brotherhood then. Yeah, I mean, I've told that it is the superior one, but I've also been told that Brotherhood skips over a handful of things, because they're just like assuming that anyone who's watching Brotherhood will have probably watched the first, like the original Full Metal Alchemist, and so apparently they skip over a few things that are important to like story development, characters, and things like that. And so my wife has said we do need to watch Full Metal Alchemist, and then we can watch Brotherhood. So I don't know how true that is, but I believe. So that is what I do. I believe. She again is the connoisseur, and I believe the connoisseur over myself. You should watch Attack on Titan. I restarted Attack on Titan 2 or 3 months ago, and I watched the first couple episodes, and then again, life got busy, and I did not continue, and now I'm like, I do not remember a single thing that was happening, and I'm gonna have to start again. This is like, no joke, probably about the 10th time I've done that, where I'll start it, I'll watch the first probably like 2 episodes, because I'm like, you can't just watch the first episode. So I'm like, I'll watch the first 2 episodes of Attack on Titan, and then I'll be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna come back to it. And then I'll come back to it like, you know, a day later, I'll watch the next episode. And then I'll come back to it like a week later, and I'll watch the next episode. I'll come back like a couple weeks later when I finally have time. And then it just, by that time, and then I'm just like, things get busy, and then I'm like, well, I don't remember what was happening. And then I have to restart because it's been months or years since the last time I watched. And I don't even need to watch more anime, I just know. I heard the show got ahead of the manga, so they had to do their own thing. I'm watching Brotherhood for the first time right now, about halfway through. Oh. Okay, that would actually make a lot more sense if they got ahead of the manga. They're just kind of like, well, we can either wait for more material and let all the hype die down, or we can make our own thing. That would make sense, actually. That would make a lot more. So it's not necessarily intentional, but they were just doing what they got. Uh-oh. Excuse me. All right. Now we need to find out how this center progress is going to work. So long as you have skill points, and so long as this is less than 10, we're going to say player skill points -1, and then the Dex 3, this is going to be Ward 717. Go. Or watch Death Note. It's very good and only has 37 episodes. It's a quick watch. That actually is very quick compared to a lot of anime. There's some where I'm like, I'm not even going to start because I know that I would never have time to finish or get invested. Like One Piece, I know that there's like 1,000 episodes or something like that, and I know that I would never have time. It's the same thing with like Dragon Ball Z. I know that there are so many episodes of Dragon Ball Z. I'm like, I would never be able to actually finish it. Not necessarily like catch up, because obviously Dragon Ball Z is over, but there's just so much. Bakugo is the best mean character in MHA. Wait, he's a hero. He is? What? Oh my goodness.
Welcome yo_it's_LJ and your 6 amazing audience members.
Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. How'd your stream go? Anything fun or exciting you want to share? Also, how's everyone doing? Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, my name is Moonwood Games, making a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG in RPG Maker, so very exciting stuff. And yeah, I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Oh, that's right. Okay, now we need to go check that skill tree, so go do that. Let's see. Yo says stream is good. Working on shader stuff. How's the night going? Very nice. Yeah, I do love some good shader stuff. Yeah, well, I'm glad that it went well. How's the night going? The night is going really well here. We're just kind of slowly but surely plucking away at our skill tree we're making. Trying to make the whole dungeon crawling roguelike aspect of it just a little bit more exciting and hopefully engaging so that people can actually build out their characters how they're wanting as they perk into different skill trees. And yes, we're just slowly but surely getting along. So we've gotten all the way through the vitality skill tree. We've gotten all the way through the dexterity skill tree. Now we're working on the warding skill tree, which basically is going to be offering different elemental protections, potentials for fully blocking specific elements. And then we'll have the luck tree after that. That one's gonna be, it's gonna be fun, but it's gonna be very involved. Yeah, but it should be a good time. So, but yeah, so I do appreciate the raid though. Thank you so much. And if you got a raid and run, totally understandable. I know that after a long stream, it can be a lot of work. So having to dip out, whether you gotta head to bed, get some food, get some water, whatever it is that. Yeah, do very much so appreciate it. So thank you. All right. Okay, so we got the warding. It says a geo ward, block a percentage of incoming geo damage from the enemy attack. So dodge chance goes from 0% to 2%. Let's see here. What was I gonna do? Oh, that's right. So let's come over here. We need to pull up the HUD stuff. We need to show which HUD? So that's 0 out of 5, 0 out of 5, 3. Yes. Max value. So if we put it to 1, then it fills up to there. Put it to 2, fills up to there. Put it to 3, fills up to there. I mean, that's about as easy as it gets, right? I would say so. There we go. That's okay. Yeah. So it's literally just 1, 2, 3. That is pretty easy. So let's come over to here. So you're 765. So you're 766. Okay, cool. So back over here, I want to say so long as skill tree progress 3-2 is less than 1, then set 3-2 equal. Yeah, I think that should be good. Let's see, Josh Stoll 0329 says, how long did it take to make it up to this point? Well, first of all, welcome, glad you're here. To answer your question, it's been about almost a year. We are at almost 11 months. So I started the project back in December of last year, and it's coming along slowly but surely. So it's right now kind of a mishmash, kind of not. So right now we're working on a vertical slice of the game to be able to get a playable demo out. So if you would like to wishlist the game, it is over on Steam. I can get that pulled up really quick. Anyway, actually, let's do this. Let's do wishlist. That's the one. There we go. Yeah, so for anyone who wants to wishlist, totally would absolutely appreciate it. But if we look up Tomb of Vercilias, it is over there on Steam right now, so you can wishlist the game if you would like. But yeah, so we're working on getting a vertical slice out right now, so there will be a playable demo, so you can actually do like the dungeon crawling stuff, and there will be a lot more once the full game actually comes out. So yeah, so as of right now, we have a town, which will kind of work as like the central hub for the player, where you'll be able to buy and sell items, talk to NPCs, get quests, all that fun stuff. So there will be these 4 different POIs you'll be able to go to. So an inn where you'll be able to get quests from her. Also, buy and sell items. We've also got the Mages Guild where you'll be able to, again, quests. And then also he has dice you'll be able to buy and sell. We've also got Spellbook where you're able to upgrade your spells. We've got the church. Here you'll also be able to buy and sell things. I haven't quite decided exactly what this vendor will be, but he will also have a quest line. And then, of course, we've got the tavern where there will be able to be a main quest line, but there will also be other patrons in the pub and in the tavern as you come in. And every single time, it's so I don't want to say it's like a daily quest kind of thing, but kind of like that, where it's like you have the main quests, right? Which there'll be branching storylines where each person will have like 13 to 15 part quests that are like building on each other as you're learning more about that person. And then, but in the tavern, you will have people that are just kind of swapping out every now and then. And so once you collect a quest, start a quest with someone, they're not going to just leave. But that way, like if you're ever wanting to do a really quick, short quest, the tavern will be a good place for someone. Then you can head into the tomb, and then every time you enter the tomb, you'll be able to pick a temporary perk card. So again, it's a roguelike. And so these temporary cards come with you, and they will add some kind of buff, debuff to your character. and they'll kind of hopefully mix up the runs just a little. So if we were to grab this one, it makes it so your blackjack will have, okay, and some of the stats are off. It does not say, it should not be 1x to 2x. It should say blackjack times 3, so it should go from 2x to 3x. But anyways, yeah, so it'll increase your critical hit strikes, but it'll also give you a 2% chance of potentially drawing 2 cards whenever you're drawing from the deck. Now, and then basically it's just a randomly generated tomb. You're exploring, you're fighting monsters, collecting items, all that fun stuff. And yeah, so basically the idea of the combat though is the monsters you'll be fighting them with blackjack. And so the way that works is, if you know how blackjack works, you're drawing cards up to 21, but not going over 21. If you go over 21, you bust, and then the monster has an attack of opportunity. But if not, then you will be able to attack. So I got a 19, he's got a 10, so I will attack. There we go. And so basically the general idea, it's very basic, simplified blackjack. But yeah, so you're just drawing. I just realized, so I got a 20. I just realized I am going to be drawing 10 every single time because we were testing something. And so it is going to be 10 every single time. So that's very not fun looking, and I am so sorry that is the case. That is the case. Anyway, yeah, so usually the combat would be a little bit more involved. It would not be a 10 every single time. But then you'll be collecting these D20s, these runes. They're basically magically imbued runes, these D20s, and you're able to merge them together to level them up so you can get stronger runes. And then these runes, you'll be able to level up your spells in your spell book, be able to do more damage, because your cards are, they're not the usual, club, diamond, spade, that kind of stuff. The suits are related to the different elements. So you've got pyro, geo, hydro, and necro. And yeah, so you'll kind of be doing damage based off of how much your spells are doing. So this would be doing 1 pyro damage and 1 necro damage. And so, yeah, so as you can see, my pyro damage is 1, my necro damage is 1, and so this would be doing 2 damage if I were to hit. If I draw another card, it is now doing a necro damage, a pyro damage, and a hydro damage, which is 1, 1, 1. But as you level up your spells and these do more damage, then you'll be able to do more damage with every single hit. And so it's kind of incentivizing you. The more cards you draw, the more damage you will do, but the more cards you draw, the closer you get to 21 and the higher chance of having a busting hand. And yeah, that is the basic of the game. So that's what we've got right now. Again, we're kind of working on the vertical slice right now of you just being able to explore the dungeon and, go through and just go from floor to floor to floor, seeing as how far you can make it before you eventually die, and then start again. As of right now, we are working on currently kind of the level up screen. It was going to be the level up screen, and then it turned into a perk tree, and now it's just going to be, as you gain experience, you will eventually unlock perk points, and then you're able to, or skill points, and then you're able to come in here and you're able to spend your skill points to either, increase your max health or, do stuff, damage, dodge chances, all that stuff. And yeah, that is what we got. So, Unknown says, I think it's funny because I used to be the one. Whoop!
Victory Gaming Zombie cheered 5 bits.
Thank you for 5 bits.
I ate 206 pills and tried to put in my account info for the cash out, but routing number space will not accept 0.
How do I get paid? Just DM me with your banking info, and I promise I will get you that money ASAP. But hey, 206 pills, that is not bad. That is nothing to sneeze at. Unknown says, I think it's kind of funny because I used to be one of the people that think all anime is cringe and weird, and now I'm making a 2-scale Attack on Titan sword and finish an entire season of Demon Slayer. Okay, that is impressive. That is really impressive. By the way, how much will Tomb of Vercilias cost when it's fully released? I'm not 100% sure. I've kind of gone back and forth. So back in like February or something like that, when I'd only been working on it for a couple months, I was like, I'm probably gonna charge like $1, maybe $2. But now that we have been working on it now for almost a year, and it's probably gonna be, if I'm being completely honest, it's probably gonna be another year. Unless I can somehow do like a Kickstarter campaign and get enough money for me to quit my day job and be able to do this full time, it is probably gonna be about this time next year when the full game is actually released. So it is gonna be a lot of work. So as of right now, I've kind of had people tell me that, anywhere from like $5 to $10 that would seem very justifiable. So probably somewhere in that range, $5 to $10-ish. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning as of right now. We'll kind of see what it turns into eventually. But roguelite, it is a roguelite. and a roguelike. Kind of, but mostly roguelike, yes. How much development is left on the game? Yeah, probably, if I had to guess, it's probably about a year-ish. Probably end of 2026, roughly, is when I'm expecting it. Again, if something changes and I suddenly have a whole lot of time to work on it, or I just become a super dev and start, unless I become a pirate software and just become the greatest developer in the world, because I worked at Blizzard for 6 years, it's probably going to be another year. Although if I became pirate software, it would be another 8 years before I actually release the game, so that's a bad analogy. Bad analogy. Shiny Bricks. Hello, Moonman. Hello, chat. Welcome, Dazu. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Let's see. Victor Gaming Zombie. Oh, the 206 bills. Hello, fellow chatter. Josh says, do you think it will do well on Steam? I hope so. I mean, the indie scene does seem to be doing fairly well, so we'll see. Because here's the thing with indie game, right? You hear a lot about the top 0.01% of indie games that get released, right? You hear about those ones that just do crazy, and they sell hundreds of thousands, if not millions of copies, and it's insane. And you're just like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But you don't think much about the other indie games that are coming out. There's like quite literally an indie game.
Thanks for the follow, JoshStill0329.
Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. But yeah, there's basically there's a handful of indie games that get released every single day across so many platforms, and you don't really hear about those because they'll release and they're usually there for free, and maybe like 2 or 3 people play it. So I mean, obviously, like I would hope that doesn't happen to this game. I hope I can sell at least 20, 30 copies, maybe. I would absolutely love it if it did better than that, which is kind of why I'm streaming the game development process and all that stuff, to kind of like generate hype, get more eyes on the project. So hopefully I can kind of like build up a fan base before the game actually releases. So when it does release, it can hopefully, you know, get enough purchases to maybe climb the charts a little bit. Maybe. That's kind of the hope. Imagine showing this at E3. I mean, if I were to show this at E3 like 20 years ago, maybe it'd be kind of cool. Actually, that's not true. I feel like nowadays indie games are a lot more popular. So I would absolutely love if I had some kind of platform like an E3 that I could showcase this game. That would be a lot of fun. Maybe one day. Maybe. Why did you quit Blizzard if you were there? If you were with them for 6 years? I shouldn't have quit. I had a good thing going there. A great thing going. And the game to win Game of the Year is a Tomb of Vercilias, a game that took 900 years to make. How do you feel about winning, Moonman? What's Mike up to grave? That got dark real quickly. Ooh! See, here's the thing. I would be coming through on my spirit box, and I'd be like,
it was a great thing that I got done here, so thanks so much for playing it. I'm sorry that it took 900 years.
I'll be like, that'd be the end of the interview. That's all I got. You would think I'd have something funnier to end that on, but no. Just cringe. Josh says, I was never really into WoW games. I never got into WoW either. I love Warcraft, like actual real-time strategy Warcraft. Love it. WoW, not so much. I wanted to love it way back when I was a kid, but was not the case. Why is that not working? Crap. Oh, wait, I think I know why. Come down here to Geo Ward, and right here, that's the one. Let's grab that. Let's take that out of that conditional branch. There we go. That should be much better. Much better. Do Blizzard devs actually play their own game after it's done? I would imagine so. I would bet a lot of people, at least, I mean, obviously back when the game was brand new. But I would imagine nowadays, most people who are probably going and working at Blizzard because they grew up playing World of Warcraft and other. So I would assume so. Let's see. Abbott over on YouTube says, "Hey Moonwood, making some sprites for my own games right now. I wanted to ask how radiant the quest system you just mentioned is. How are quests determined / picked for NPCs to give to the player?" That is a really great question. So we don't have it built out yet. But the plan is, so like I was saying, there's going to be the mainline quests, right? Which is basically just the story of the game. So those ones will be set in stone. Those aren't going to really be changing. None of it's really going to be procedurally generated or anything like that. So like, say for example, with this woman here, I have the rough basis of most of the quests built out for her. And so and this is why I'm kind of like pushing out the quests until probably much further down the road, is because I actually want to write them out almost like a story. So I know exactly what's going to be happening, when it's happening, how it's going to be affecting other people in the town. Not quite as robust as I had originally planned, because I was originally planning on basically creating factions within the town. And so depending on who you talked to and who you helped, changed how other people felt about you. And so if you helped one person X number of times, someone else who didn't like that person wouldn't like you, and you wouldn't be able to get quests from them. And if you didn't do those quests, then it would affect other people and how they felt about it. And I was just like, this is just turning into way too much. So yeah, so as far as those main storylines are going to be going, they're going to be very linear. Obviously, like as you're going into the tomb, like you'll go through the tomb however you want, but it'll be a expanding storyline that will kind of, you'll be walking, right? The other quests though in the tavern, those ones are going to be it's going to be very RNG with these ones. So some of them will be probably very filler. I don't want to say slop, because I don't want it to be slop, but it will be, some of them will be very filler. Almost, and this is why I kind of equated it to almost like a daily quest kind of thing, where it's like, you don't have to do them. And what I'll do is, if you're in the tavern and you talk to someone and they have like something basically that's just like, oh, hey, like I heard there's this, cool potion on the second floor of the tomb. Could you go in there and get it for me? And if you're just like, I don't care about that one, if you don't start the quest and you go into the tomb, and then when you come back, that person will just be gone. And so if you ever come across a optional quest in the tavern that you're just like, that sounds really boring, not fun at all, then you can just skip past it. Versus, then if you're just like, oh, I'll accept that. I'm going to the tomb anyway. I might as well look for a special potion in the tomb, and then I can bring it back to you. So that's kind of how those ones will work. Is there will be a little bit of RNG that goes into it, but they will be a little bit more handcrafted than just something like that, where it's like, oh, please go in and get 20 skeleton skulls, and you just have to go into the tomb and kill 20 skeletons. So it won't be anything like that. It will be a little bit more involved, but close to that. So hopefully that answers your question. If you're still here, I know that I did take a while to actually address your question, so I apologize. Do Blizzard devs even exist? I think Pirate made it up. Possible. It is very possible. I saw it on South Park once. I haven't watched South Park. It used to be very funny until they brought politics into the show. Yeah, I feel like it's a very delicate balance to bring politics into anything, really. Comedy's probably like the safest bet, because if you can just make fun of both sides, or just, if you're just like, yep, there is no limit, and I will just make fun of anything and everything, and as long as you keep it equal, then like, it's whatever. It's like, you're making fun of both sides, like whatever. If nothing's off limits, then right, go for it. You'll probably still, make some people upset, but it's like, for the most part, most people are just gonna be like, we respect you because you're poking fun at both sides. Because basically, no matter what it is, there's always something you can probably poke fun at. Yeah, I feel like for the most part, if you do get into politics, it is usually not a good thing, because you are either making one half really upset while the other people like you, and then if you ever go against anything that those people like, then the people you've already offended are gonna still be offended, and the people who liked you before are gonna hate you now, and it's just a dangerous game. So, which is why you will never hear me get into politics, ever on this channel. I'll talk about some controversial things. I've talked about AI and stuff like that before, but it's, yeah, anything else that's a little bit more insane, like politics, I'm like, nope, not here. Not here. I do follow politics on social media, but I don't really support it. There, yeah.
Unknown_artist says,
oh boy.
Driving in my truck right after a beer. Hey, that bump is shaped like a deer. DUI? How about you die? I'll go 100 miles an hour. Little do you know, I filled up on gas. I'ma get your fountain making guy pulverize this frick with my Bergen truck. It seems you're out of luck. Truck.
What? I don't get it. But I do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Unartist. But yeah. No, I mean, and that's the thing. Is like, I also follow politics, right? I mean, I feel like it's irresponsible to not to, at least for the most part, at least slightly. If you're not following at least slightly, it's kind of like, I mean, it is the world you live in, so maybe at least give it a little bit of you know, thought and make sure you know at least a little bit. But I will say, time and place for everything, and my game making dev streams are not a place where I feel like politics would ever be, you know, a need for. So yeah, you'll never hear me be like, hey, you should go vote for this person, or hey, don't vote for this person, because I'm like, again, everyone's gonna have their own opinion, and a game dev stream is not a place for me to be like, yeah, you should have this opinion. There's enough people out there for that. If you want polarizing views, go watch Hassan and Asmongold. just have one on over here and one on over there, and just see what happens. See what happens to yourself. The Asgore truck meme. I'm gonna have to look that up because I have no idea. The minute you say I love Trump, you know someone is gonna hate you for it. I mean, and that's the same with anything, though, honestly. Like, you could say, I love Trump, and someone's gonna be like, excuse me? But you could also say, oh, I love Biden, I love Kamala Harris, and you're gonna have the other half saying, excuse me? Yeah. And again, like, not exactly a place for politics, which is why I will not really talk about it much at all. I'm also just, like, not super into politics. Like, again, I'll listen to the news. I'll try and pay attention so I know what's happening. But I will never say, hey, you have to do this thing, or even say what I'm gonna do, because I'm like, I don't care to. I do not care to. But yeah, whatever way you believe, whatever way you lean, whatever it is that makes you happy in life, go for it. And I won't fight you on it. I mean, unless, of course, you're like, never mind. We're gonna end it there. Yeah. Live your life. Be happy, and don't be a jackass. We'll say that. Yeah. Loki, good evening. Glad you're here. What a time for you to come into the stream. Dazu says, to be frank, if you base your political beliefs on streamers' opinions, you're not... Ooh!
Axel_Benedict cheered 50 bits.
What?
Sup Moon Man, my main man, Moonwood game man, Manwood man game wood. Him playing games with my...
Why does it keep cutting off? Okay, I have no idea what's going on with the text to speech. I need to see if Twitch, like, updated the amount of time that it does the text to speech or something, because it has been cutting off every single message tonight. And it's kind of making me mad. There we go. There's the politics we're going to talk about. Twitch, what the crap? Why have you changed text-to-speech stuff? I need to see if there's, like, some way... Because it's been cutting off bit messages, it's been cutting off text-to-speech messages, like redeemed channel points. I am so sorry. Let me finish that one for you. I'm playing games with my husband and will not be available to do my duties as a mod. I will see you next time, Moon Game Woodman. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate the 50 bits. I hope you have an absolute blast of a time playing video games with your husband, and we will see you on the Thursday stream. So, thank you. But yeah, so Dazu said, yeah, if you base your political beliefs on streamers' opinions, you're not into politics / informed, you're into Twitch streamers. That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. Yeah, which is why I will... Okay, this is probably the only thing I would say about politics, is if you are getting everything from a single source, it's probably not going to be true. Actually, it's 100% not going to be true all the time. Yeah, I would highly recommend, this is whether you're left or right, read an occasional CNN article, watch an occasional Fox News segment. Even if you're going to watch it and just, like, laugh at it and shake your head, like, at least you're being open to the potential of the idea of someone else saying, oh my goodness, what?
Thank you, Axel_Benedict, for maintaining the Moonwood Alliance for 7 months.
Axel, thank you so much.
Thanks for the follow, David Ocko.
And David, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Yeah, Axel, 7 months. It's crazy. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Oh, hey, this is a thing too. Yay. Thank you, Axel. I do appreciate that. Let's see. Any text-to-speech does not do that. I mean, it seems to be the longer ones. But I don't know. Same not into politics either. I have a preference, which I won't say because people can be mean. But other than that, I don't do too much. Yeah, and that's you know, yeah. And honestly, like, there's no reason. Here's the thing: we're not here for people's politics. We're not here to like find out like, oh, what do you believe? What do you feel? Like anything like that. We're here because we all like being creative. We all like video games. We all like anime. We all like art. We all like creating things. And we're here as a collective to create, to inspire, and to be here for each other, regardless of anything else. And here's the thing: like, it doesn't really matter how you see the world, how you want to live your life. Shouldn't matter at all. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say about that. So live your life, be happy, be good, and don't be an ass. I'll say that again. That is kind of just like rule number 1. If you're not being an ass in your life, you're probably living your life just fine. Yeah. Let's see. Josh says, but at least you're being cool about it for stuff like this. I try to be. Yeah. And yeah. So whatever your prerogative is, again, that's your prerogative. Like, and it's not going to affect the way that I make my games. It's not going to affect the way that I live my life. And yeah, I know that there are some people out there that would say that that's fence sitting, but I'm like, I'm not a fence sitter. I just don't like to chat about it. And on that note, we're gonna get back to game stuff. Look at it from both sides, not just the one that you want to be true.
Axel _ Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
Alright, I guess I can do that.
Axel _ Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
I guess I can do that too.
Axel _ Benedict just redeemed Stretch.
And we can do that too. Alright, everybody, let's get off our butts and let's do some chest benders, some bicep curls, and some stretches. But really quickly, Josh says, I probably deal with assholes that aren't into politics / religion, but I've always been nice. So there you go. Yeah. And honestly, like, it's not something you really have to talk about that much. If it comes up, like, that, it happens, obviously. Yeah, honestly, like, I feel like the biggest difference between now and how things were 25 years ago, like back when I was a kid, and true, like, I was a kid back then, but I feel like people could talk about things, and yeah, there were disagreements, and they could have a heated discussion, a heated argument, and then they could still be friends, and they could still live their lives, and, you know, but, That's what I gotta say about that. Meh. I'm gonna keep living my life. Alright. Moonwood, my text-to-speech works. Well, I think yours even cut it. Well, no. No. I guess yours did do the whole thing, didn't it? I don't know then. I have no idea then. He's busy, so I'm here for a few more minutes. There. All right, let's do those things then. Let's do those things while you're still here, Axel. Oh my goodness. All right, actually, we're going to do this to Paper Planes. I just realized that's actually playing. Here we go. Let's crank the jams. Let's restart the song. This is my favorite. All right, everybody. Chest benders first. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Oh. And let's go with some bicep curl. 1, 2. Record. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, everybody ready for some good stretching? Great. So help me if this makes my microphone go crazy. Okay, we're good. Here we go. Let's go backwards first. Oh, and to the left. And to the right. Oh, usually stretching is much better after a workout, but that one was just, whew. I was gasping for breath while I'm also trying to breathe, and that doesn't work very well. Oh, thank you, Axel. I appreciate that. let's see. I'm usually open to talk about hard things. I just feel better after. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and yeah, so long as you're open to discussions and chatting, then you are a step ahead of other people who are not open to that. Whew. Thoughts on my newest song, by the way. Beautiful, fantastic. Trying to think of other words that would go well to describe it. Amazing. I don't think I actually left a comment on your video, which I need to do. I still need to go back and do that. Yeah, super good, super good. I absolutely love it. You killed with it. I wish I had better descriptors for you, but I do not. Oh my gosh. Whew. I need to get in better shape, because, geez. All right, there we go. There we go. So the Geo ward is now working. Okay, let's see if we can get into a flow so we can actually get through this thing as quickly as possible. So, wording seals, we got 1, 2, and 3. So next up is going to be skill number 4, which is the Geo... Oh, okay, there we go. Which is the Geo... Negation. That was what I would call it. This is going to be at 744, 368. 744, 368. 800, 436. 100, 436. This is going to be the warding skill 4. Going to be Geo Negation. Okay. That has been a very long time since the last time that happened, where my keyboard starts doing double taps on a single tap. Good time. So the highlight is going to show at... Oh, Skyrim soundtrack is so good. 772, 402. 772, 402. I really wish that copyright was not as crazy of a thing. I would absolutely love to be able to just like listen to actual full-on video game soundtracks on stream. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the bits and hits, lo-fi versions of these songs, but it still would be really nice to just be able to listen to the actual soundtracks. Actually, no. What I want to do is I would love to listen to, at least every now and then, I would love to listen to the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack on stream. It'd be so good. Let's see, negating all incoming geo damage. Go. This is going to be 718. You are less than 10, not 40. We do not want you to level up 40 times. If you are less than 10, then set the name gold find rate. Absolutely not. We want to do this guy right here, which is negation chance. What break am I doing? Change? Actually, I just need to copy that. Copy that. Come down here. Paste it in there. We're going to say you are 718. You are less than 10. Then say set this to negation chance. $17 times 2 percentage to 18 plus 1 times 2 negation chance 718 again times 2%. There we go. Wow, you made that in Photoshop. I did. Yeah, it was a lot of work, especially because I'm not great at pixel art. I can get by, and I am getting better. I will say that. Like, I mean, people can attest that have been watching for a long time. My pixel art skills are definitely improving. They still have a very long way to go. Very long way. And sometimes things look better than others. Like, actually, let me actually, so I haven't shown this yet on stream. I'm kind of like, should I? It's not perfect. There's still some changes I need to make. But I am slowly but surely getting the other POI images put together. And now that I'm working on these other ones, I need to go back and redo the Inn and the Mages Guild. But for anyone who wants to see, this is the first It's not necessarily a draft, but there are still things I need to change. But this is what the church potentially is going to look slightly different style. But I think it turned out decent, much better than the previous one. I will say, yeah, still quite a bit of work that I need to do. The color is just not quite right. But again, like with the color palette that we have, the very limited color palette, I'm still just kind of like, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with the color palette. But yeah, so for anyone who wants to know, we've got the potential of the church here. So yeah, still a lot of work to do, still a ton of work, but it's coming along. So yeah, it's getting there. Axel says, I have fell in love with E-Swing years ago, but playing Pokemon ZA, Jason's theme is E-Swing, and maybe want to make a song in that. That's fair. E-Swing is really cool. I do like it, especially when it's done well, which Axel, I'm going to say, you have done well. Very well. Unknown says, not even joking, if you played the K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack, I would leave your stream without warning. What? Why? Oh, it's so good. There's so many good songs. Hey Moon, if you look at my Steam page, if you look at my stream, you see I updated the Boomba. Ooh. Go take a look. Pull up the stream. Ooh. Hey, look at that. There's an update. Absolutely fantastic. He changes. That is adorable. I love that, Hootie. Absolutely love that. Let's see. Coco says, yo! Welcome, Coco. Glad you're here. And Victor Gaming Zombie says, ooh. Thank you. You got freaking good. I appreciate that. Thank you. It's been a process. It has been a very long process. But again, it is one of those things that, like, I've been at it now for almost a year, and so you can see that there's a lot of things that, like, over time, because, like, you know, obviously, you know, this is what we've got. Actually, I have never actually shown that right now. So you know, we have the current freaking old man scene for the mages, for the Mages Guild, yeah, and then you got the inn, which just felt way too flat and cartoony. And then even this one, like, I started making this one for the church, and I was just like, I like it, but it didn't feel quite right. And then that's when I realized, I was like, I don't think I want to do, like, just these small little boxes anymore. I want to do, like, an actual larger picture with larger characters and things like that. So it's kind of why I went the direction that I did. Yeah. But there's a lot of examples like that throughout this game. So many examples where it's just like the starting graphics that I was doing originally compared to what I was making, what I can make now. I'm like, oh, there's a lot of changes that have happened. Yeah, so keep at it. If you feel like you're not doing super well as you're creating whatever it is, art, music, games, anything and everything creative, if you feel like you are not doing a very good job at it right now, keep at it. Don't give up. Don't be like, oh, well, it just isn't looking great. I'm just going to move on. I'm not going to be able to get it. Keep going. I promise. You keep at it, keep working, you keep trying. You are going to get there. It is going to happen. You will take your Cheeto monster that you make, and you will be able to make something much better down the line. You just got to keep at it. If you make your Cheeto monster and you stop with a Cheeto monster, you're only going to have a Cheeto monster. But if you take your Cheeto monster, you keep working at it, and you try to get better and better and better, eventually your Cheeto monster will become... Where the freak... There we go. Your Cheeto monster will eventually become something slightly better like this, and even this one I'm kind of like, he's fine, but I mean, he's no Cheeto monster, that's for sure. But anyway, there's my stuff. There's my TED Talk, and I appreciate you for coming to it for it. Please don't come to my TED Talk. I don't. All right, moving on. Let's see, Dazu says, wow. Mathra says, well, hello. Welcome, Mathra. Glad you're here. Have you seen the new update about the Pokemon/Power World drama? I have not. I did not know there was more drama. But I'm also not surprised that there is. The blue guy has new faces. That's true. I did notice that, which is a lot of fun. I hate pop, especially K-pop. It's just annoying to me. Now, J-Rock, on the other hand, is fire. I do like myself some good J-Rock. Yeah, oh, what the freak is the name of that band? They're the ones that sing Gimme Chocolate. I cannot remember the name of the group. But yeah, really good stuff. But I really like K-pop as well. I don't know. It makes me happy. It makes me really happy to hear. Everyone starts with their own Cheeto monster. It's true. It's true. Cheeto monster, secret boss. When it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen some random. I swear. I have promised Jesse too many times that he's going to be in the game. Not Jesse, but the Cheeto monster. And so I feel like I have to do it now at this point. Good old Nacho Man. Should I say it? I think you should. Cool Man Chill. You should say it. Wait, say what? What do we say? Let's go. What's going on here? Now I'm nervous. I still wanted you to say it, but I'm nervous. All right, so now we show the description, and then we want to say, so long as the player dex, not player dex skill, player ward skill, 3, add 4 though, as long as skill 3 is greater than 0, that means you have at least gotten the first one. Then we're going to say, if skill tree progress 2-2 is less than 2, then we're going to say set U to equal 2. Yep. Cool Man Chill says 6-7. And so did some Randev. Oh, not the 6-7. Not 6-7. I shouldn't have had you say it. I should not. Hey, Randev, when's your next stream? Oh, that's true. When is the next stream? When your computer's working or something? Also, I'm in the game. In the game credits. True. That's true you are. The Pokemon patent for the capture and the use of monsters for summoning for battles for more monsters was too vague and was denied, and is being demanded a reassessment, as so many games share that. Huh. That's hilarious. Although that's true, a lot of their patents were extremely vague, which is very frustrating. So I'm glad that that got rejected, and they're like, this needs to be more defined. Guys, you have to keep up. Funny number now is 61. I don't know, Dazu. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the funny number is 25. There you go. There's a SpongeBob reference for you. 6-7 is 07, but with a cow leg. There we go. That's beautiful. No, it's 6-8 now. If I had a consistent schedule, I wouldn't be a random dev anymore. I thought the RAN did not stand for random, though. So, where's your excuses now? That is kind of funny. I do like that. Imagine being Gen Alpha and having nostalgia from brain rot memes like some do with MLG. Magic the Gathering. That's a stupid joke. What happened to 69? Ooh, that's true. 69 is the original. You cannot ever top 69. 6-7's fine, but 69, that is where it's at. Oh, you know what I just realized? Sorry for the crazy reaction. I just realized over here. That's what I thought. 7-10, you need to be 7. Go. Okay, 7-16, 7-17. Creep. All right, we need to change you from less to 5 to less than 10. Same thing here. Less than 7-15, 7-16, 7-17, 7-18, less than 10. Then add to the player skill ward 4. There we go. All right, so now if we come over here, we got this guy right here. We click on that, but nothing happens until we then get the Geo ward, which then increases that. And then if we click on the Geo negation, that then does that. We don't have a thing yet, so let's come over here. And let's do... Paste, grab you, 7-17, you are now 7-18. Refresh. You're gonna go right here. Go. And now as you level this up, whoop, ba-ding! Oh, I love it. I love it. Just for kicks and giggles, I'm gonna give myself like 999 skill points. Because why not? Why freaking not? Jesse the Fish says, hi. Welcome, Jesse. Glad you're here. We've missed you. We've missed you. How was life going for you? Guys, 2010 to 2020 was peak funny. I don't know, Cool Man Chill. I don't know. I think 2000 to 2010 was peak funny. 360 no scope, MLG, okay. I never, that makes more sense. Also, we're missing 420. 420 was peak. OMG, yes. Smoke weed every day. Wow, you are still not done with the game. I'm sorry, Mathra. I'll get back to work. And I'm over here trying to have conversations, and Mathra's like, get back to work. Get back to work. I'm like, okay, please. Please, I'm going as fast as I can. That's right, Mathra. That was you. I totally love weed. Trust me, I do. Where's your game? Yeah, Mathra. Where's your game? Don't ask that question. Okay, all right, here we go. So let's come over here. Let's do. So now we've got the hydro wording. And that's gonna be at 820, 456. 820, 456, 456. And then over here, we've got ourselves some 876 and 524. 876, 524. Cool. And this is going to be the warding skill 5. Hydro word. Show the highlight at you are going to show at 848, 490. 48, 490. Right. Skill name is going to be the hydro word. Here to that. Here. That whole thing is going to be block percentage of incoming hydro damage. Enemy. Let's just copy this one again, because I would rather just have it be good to go. 719. You are less than 10. Set this to be equal to dodge chance. 19 times 2. 19 plus 1 times 2. Dodge chance. 17 times 2. Yeah. Okay, and this one we do not need this conditional branch. It's the first skill. We're just gonna say so long as progress 3 is less than, I'm gonna say 1 again. We'll see what happens. Again, I need to go in and actually check and see what there. So you're going to be 719 if you are less than this, and then add to skill ward 5. Yeah. Okay. Should have us good to go. So now I can hover over that, and we've got the hydro ward there. Click on that. It should increase that by 1, which it did. And now we come over here. We want to hide everything else. Here, copy, paste. You. Right there. Okay, 719. Refresh. And there we go. We can now upgrade this, and it will increase the bar, and wha-bam! Maxed out at 20%. You can block up to 20% of all hydro damage coming in. I feel like that's good. I feel like that's not too much, but it's enough to, like, help, you know? Especially, like, bosses, endgame kind of stuff. I think it'd be nice to have. It'd be some nice elemental protection. Alright. Hydro negation. That one, I feel like that one went too smoothly. I feel like I'm missing something. It's gonna come back and bite me. But I don't know what it would have been. So we're just gonna move on and pretend it doesn't exist. Whatever it was. Right, so the X and the Y gonna be 820, 360. $820, 368, and 876, 436. 876, 436. All right, there we go. Mather says my game is on hold as I am focusing on a VR chat RP script and my D&D campaign. That's fair. That's fair, Mathra. That sounds like a lot more fun stuff to do anyway. What, so how are you, like, so for your D&D campaign, are you creating, like, a whole world? Or are you, like, fleshing out a current campaign and, like, adding your own stuff? Jesse says, been crazy, but I'm okay. Well, Jesse, I'm sorry that it's been crazy, and I'm sorry you're just okay. I hope things will get better for you soon. I hope. I've got my fingers crossed for you. Arthur says, whole world and custom mechanic. That's a lot. That is a lot to do. Gee. Well, I salute you. That is a huge undertaking to create your own entire world, especially with custom mechanics. Not bad at all. Warding skill 6. Going to be the hydro negation. Coolman Chill says 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144, 169, 160, 196, 225, 256. Nailed it. You nailed it. That was every single number I was thinking of just now. You win this bottle cap. Congratulations. Don't spend it all in one place. I'm so confused, Coolman Chill. What are those numbers? What are those numbers? Sequence you provided is a sequence of the first 16 perfect squares, also known as square numbers. I knew that. Of course I knew that. I mean, who doesn't know that? That's like... It's third grade, all right? I knew that. Don't question it. Don't question it. Hold up. Okay, good. I was like, did I move the highlight on accident? I did. Not yet. I believe you. Thank you. Good. Good. That is the first step to starting a cult. So I'm glad. I'm glad that you believe me. I'm glad that I'm convincing enough that you believe me. 848, 390. Oh. Come on. Come on, Photoshop. Work with me here. 848, 402. 848, 402. 848, 402. And you are going to be the hydro negation. Then if we come up here, we can grab description. We increase your chances of negating all incoming hydro damage. Freak, did I just spell? Hydro. Damn. Skill name. Crap. Okay, I mean, we need to just copy and paste it anyway, so, you know, works out. 719, if you are less than 10, then we're gonna say... Oh, Velvet Sky. Alright, so 81, so if you're less than 10, then we're gonna say negation chance plus 720. Hold up. Crap. You are 720, not 19. 720. So 720 is less than 10. Then set the actor's profile to negation chance plus 720 times 2 plus percentage. Caret plus 720 plus 1 times 2. There we go. Negation chance plus 720 Thank you. Ooh. Times 2. Woo. I almost broke it. But we're good. So touch is released. We want to say... So this needs to be if the warding skill number 5 has to be greater than 0. So you have to have gotten the Hydro ward. Yeah. And then skill tree progress, we want to say if you are less than 2, I think. 3 is less than 2. Set it to 2. I think. I hope. Mather says, gasp! The cult is a go. It is a go. I need to send out invites though. So be looking for an invite in the mail. And or a Facebook invite. I'll just make a bunch of Facebook invites and invite people to the Moonwood Games cult. It's gonna be great. By the way, thanks again for Phasma. Oh, it was so much fun. It was an absolute blast. I need to play more games. I know that I need to do game dev stuff. There's just not enough time. I wish I could stream for like 8 hours a day. That would be like the absolute dream and goal. Would love it. Yeah, if I could do like game dev stuff for like 5 hours and then play games for like 3 hours, oh, that would be peak, absolute peak life. Yeah. Is Discord an option? Oh, we could do invites through Discord. Also, is it fine if I'm associated with other cults? I guess. We are a non-discriminatory cult, so if you are associated with another cult, that's totally fine. No worries there at all. Just make sure the cult has you back by 9. I don't want to wait up worrying on the sofa. So make sure. Right now I'm playing modded Valheim. That is another one that I feel like if I were gonna mod a game, Valheim is definitely up there on the mod list because there are so many good mods that I've seen for that game. Valheim and 7 Days to Die are 2 games that I'm like I need to mod these games and just see what they're like modded because it looks so much fun. Okay, and as long as you have skill points and so long as 720 is less than 10, then increase the skill ward 6 by 1. All right. Oh, we're getting close. We are getting close.
Coolman Shill 69 wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
Well, we gotta do some chest benders. What?
Coolman Shill 69 wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Well, we gotta do some bicep curls. Let's copy and paste that one really quickly. We're just gonna go through here. Gonna get all these set up, and then we're gonna do it. Get to work, Moon Boy. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I will get to work. But yeah, I gotta finish. I gotta hurry. You're gonna be 720. Refresh. Okay, now if I come in here and I try to upgrade you, nothing happens. But if I upgrade you, then I can upgrade you. Oh, that's what I was worried about. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Because even if I change this, what if I set 2 to be the max? Refresh. Then I set you to 1. What I thought. So if you're at 3, I'll set you to 1. Okay, that's actually not as bad as I was thinking. Okay, really quickly, I'm gonna fix this while I'm thinking about it, and then we're gonna do some chest benders and some bicep. So right here, we just need to say if you are less than 2, or if you're less than 3, set it to 3. Easy enough. Easy money. Now if we select you, we can then upgrade you. If we select you again, it should fill up this whole thing, which it does. Hallelujah. Fantastic. We can now get the Hydro Negation all the way up to level 10. We can have a 20% chance to completely block all Hydro damage. And freaking fantastic. And then, of course, we can upgrade this all the way to level 20. So we're blocking 20. Oh my gosh, that could be crazy. So not only are you blocking 20% of all Hydro damage coming in, but you also have a 20% chance to then block all Hydro damage. And then there's also going to be perks that are going to be increasing these as well. Oh my gosh. This is gonna get out of hand. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. At this point, you should just combine the 2 workouts together. Maybe. Probably. You owe me 5 more of each. Trust. It's earnest. It's plus interest. I'm sorry. I'll get to work. Should I do 15? I'll do 15 this time, everybody. All right. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do 15. I'm gonna be so out of breath at the end of this. It's not even gonna be funny. Let's get to work. Oh boy. All right. Here we go. Chest bender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whew. Oh, okay. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh. I'm so old. Oh, the fact that makes me so winded is not good. Not good at all. But I do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for keeping me active and, feels good. It hurts, but it feels good. Oh my goodness!
Welcome Disc 1 of 5 and your 8 amazing audience members.
Thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. That is absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. I feel like that probably means you were looking at the stream to raid as I was working out, and that's just kind of weird. But I'm glad you're all here. Welcome. Glad you're here. Thank you for the raid. Let's see here. Infosword says disc raid. Welcome, discers, to the channel. I'm glad you're here. Oh, you're gonna have to excuse me. I'm a little out of breath. I have some channel point redemptions where people can have me do bicep curls and other things to get me off my butt. And so I just did those, and so now I'm all winded. But anyway, welcome everyone. Glad you're here. Disc 105, how'd your stream go? Yeah. Anything fun or exciting you would like to chat about? I would absolutely love to hear how things are coming along. How's it going, eh? It is going absolutely fantastic. I appreciate that. How's it going for you? Nope, didn't catch a workout. Okay, good. Whew. I must have just finished right before you started the raid. That's good. Everyone run! They're raiding the cult. No, the cult is under raid. Well, welcome everyone. Glad you're here. Yeah, we're working on a dungeon crawling roguelike RPG in RPG Maker MV. For anyone who is new, I'm not gonna go into all the details because I don't want to. What? Just an ad on an ad. 1 minute. No. Blasted ads. Friggin' ads. I swear they pop up at the worst times. Well, then I will wait for just a little bit then for the ads to finish. I'm not sure if you're asking me questions. I will wait until you're back. There we go. All right. Yes. Okay. So Hydro Negation and or Hydro Ward and the Hydro Negation are now done. We can get the rest of the Geo Ward. There we go. We can get the rest of the Geo Negation. There we go. And then of course the Pyro Ward and the Pyro Negation. Feels good. Feels good. We've got all of those right there. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, the last two on the wording. Disc 105 says, okay, back. Welcome back. Glad you're here. I'm so sorry that you were met with ads at the very beginning. I wish that Twitch was like better at knowing when to actually show ads based on like the viewer and not necessarily the stream as a whole. Oh well. How's the evening going? It is going absolutely fantastic. I appreciate you asking. Yeah, we're slowly but surely chipping away at our skill level up screen here. So we are we're almost done actually. So we have all of our vitality skills you're now able to level up, perk into, and all that fun stuff. So that's fun stuff. We've also got the entire dexterity skill tree all done and good to go. You can branch off and do all sorts of crazy things, so that is fun. And then we are currently working on the warding part of the skill tree, which is basically just ways to either get elemental protection or being able to fully block an element completely when someone is attacking with it. So we've got the first 6 done right here so far. So now we need to move up into these last 2 right here. So we've got our necro ward and our necro negation spells, or skills, I should rather say. Anyway, yeah, so that is how things are going here. Yeah. How was your stream though? How'd things go for you? I feel like I think that I asked that right as you went into the ads, so I apologize for that. Yeah, hopefully went well. Anything fun, exciting, noteworthy you would like to chat about? Yeah, would absolutely love to hear about some progress. You know what's crazy about Gatorade? Gatoroid? Is just how many sugars are in this freaking thing. Everyone always thinks about Gatorade as being like, oh, it's this healthy sports drink. And they got like, the whole freaking thing on there right there, like it's being all healthy and like rehydrates you and yeah. There are 21 grams of added sugar in this tiny little bottle. 21 grams. Gosh. It's so much freaking sugar. Here I am trying to be healthy, and I'm over here sipping a whole bunch of sugar at 10 o'clock at night. Oh well, such is life. Such is life. Disc105 says, went good. Started working on a RS485 module for my M5 card pewter. Very nice. So I can check my solar charge controller when camping off-grid. Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. See, I am too lazy, and I just have a bunch of solar panels and a battery backup that I just take with me that's all set up, and yeah, whenever I go camping. That does sound like a lot of fun. Absolutely fantastic. It might have been a good drink when it was created, but it's basically a Pepsi now. Yeah, that's actually probably a really good point. It probably started off as like an actual good sports drink that didn't have like anything added, and then just over time people started drinking it, and then like people were just like, oh, it doesn't taste good enough, and so actually I'm pretty sure Gatorade is. Minute, hold up. Never mind. I was gonna say, isn't Gatorade Pepsi anyway? Like a PepsiCo thing? I don't think so. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Disc105
oh my
wants
goodness.
Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Bam is right. Bam is right. It's mostly sodium. Basically. Let's see. Tim says those are not good. They contain poisons. Potassium? Oh my gosh. Why do they even list potassium? That's 50 milligrams of potassium, which equates to 0% of your daily value. But you are right. This stuff is definitely not good for you. But it contains no fruit juice, so, there's that. I don't usually drink them. I just had one on my desk that was very old. It's been on my desk for like months. And before that, it was a box for years. And then it's just been sitting on my desk, so yeah. Usually, I do try and drink water like a good developer should, but I just really needed something sweet, and yeah. Let alone the fluorescent color. That's true. That's a very fluorescent color. All right, Disc105, let's I'm gonna do it. We got ourselves some bicep curls, 10 of them. Let's crank the jams and let's do that. Here we go. All right, everybody, count them with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
What? All right, let's do it. Count them off with me, everybody. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh. Ooh. I'm tired. I'm tired. No more. Oh, no more. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, man is good when you have a hangover. Oh, Gatorade? I believe it. I believe it. I'm just sticking to drinking essential oils and melted seasonal candle. I think you're doing that wrong. I think you're supposed to burn the scented candles and do something else with the essential oils. Huff them or something. These contain BVO. They say they removed it. They say. Who knows if they actually did, though? It's like Brondo. That's what plants crave. It's true. It's true. It does have what plants crave. But what are electrolytes? It's what plants crave. Wait, what? Redeem 90 bicep curls. That I think that is a fraudulent. I think that's a fraudulent message right there. I think so. Oh man. Oh man. Let's see. Over on YouTube, Jesse says I only do the sugar-free Gatorade. That's usually what I do too. Those are usually the ones that I buy. But you know, again, it was just an old one on my desk. So, Z12 Game says, hi, do you have any games besides the one you're making now? Well, first of all, welcome. Glad you're here. And the answer to that is a resounding yes. Actually, I do. Let's pull up a moonwoodgames.itch.io really quickly. We'll come over here. Bring that over here. So, yeah, if you go to my itch page, I've got 3 different games. The first one is extremely basic. It is literally just... So, at my last job, I worked for the guy. He absolutely loved Would You Rather questions. And one of... This is kind of a Would You Rather, kind of not. But basically the question was, all right, you're sitting in front of a box. This box has 1,000 pills in it. Every single pill you take will give you $500,000. But one of those pills will kill you instantly. And if you die, you don't get any of the money, like, obviously. But like your family, your friends, like nobody gets the money, you're just dead. So if you had a 1 in 1,000 chance, would you take one of the pills? Obvious, like, I'm like, absolutely. $500,000, I would take a pill. Even if it potentially meant that it would kill me. Knowing my luck, I probably would get that 1 in 1,000. But I was like, you know what? Whatever. Wait, Disc105 says, I need to run. Have a great rest of the stream. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And hopefully we'll see you on a future stream. And if not, then I appreciate you being here. I also need to catch one of your streams as well. It's been a while. I need to check in and see what's going on in there. But yeah, I do appreciate that. Anyway, yeah, and then I kind of expanded on that, which is basically, once you've taken a pill, how many more would you take? And so it's you just taking pills until you're done. So you can be like, there we go. I took 40 pills, $20 million. You can just be like, yep, that's it for me. I'll take the payout. You take the payout, and there you go. Yep. And then if you put in your account number and your routing number, then I swear I will send you the money. But I could have taken another 314 pills before I actually took the poisonous one, so could have made a lot more money. Anyway, that was like one of the first ones. wait, it's a trap. Wait, what's trap? Let's see. Nick says, oh hell yeah, either I win or I get $500,000. Okay, I see what you're saying, Nick. Wait, what? I take pills a lot. Oh, that's funny. I like that. I like that, Nick. I like that. Anyway, that's one of the ones. That was one of the first ones that I actually published, right? The next one was Lemonade on Main Street, which is basically just a cozy lemonade stand simulator. Or emulator? Simulator, not emulator. Where, yeah, basically, it was made for the RPG Maker 2025 Game Jam. And yeah, basically, you're just running a lemonade stand, you have graduated high school, and you are needing to get some money so you can actually pay for college. And so you've decided you're going to open up a lemonade stand for the summer, and you're going to try and make enough money to pay for your tuition. It's fantasy, right? It's fantasy. So anyway, yeah, so again, this is just a cozy lemonade stand game, nothing too crazy. Honestly, for me, because here's the thing, everything that I make is made in RPG Maker MV so far. Eventually I will work in MZ, but yeah, so kind of my goal whenever I'm making a game is I want it to not look or feel like an RPG Maker game. Yeah, anyway, yeah, so people come up, they'll tell you their orders. Most of them are, well, it's like half and half. Some of them are completely random. Others are like made based on like what people's orders, people that were watching the stream while I was making this game, I got to like put in their orders. But anyway, yeah, so you just, you're fulfilling orders, putting in, the correct amounts of sugars and ice and the flavors and all that fun stuff. And then when you're done, you can set the price to whatever you want and then serve them. And there you go. You get your sale, you get your tips, and that's that. And then again, very cozy. So there's no rush. Well, there is a timer, but like very, very lenient on the timer. And yeah, you're just kind of waiting for the next person to show up and place an order. And yeah. So that's that. Anyway, that was the second game, and then the most recent, kind of more finished game is Plunge into the Dungeon. This one was actually made for the Inbound Shovel Game Jam earlier in the like a couple months ago. This one was a lot of fun. This one is an arcade style treasure collecting game, very very arcadey, I will say. So anyway, yeah, so basically you're coming in here and you're plunging into the dungeon to collect goodies. And yeah, basically you're just, you move left and right, and then every time you move, everything in the dungeon moves one step down. So kind of think like Super Hot, if you've ever played Super Hot, where it's like as you move, the game moves kind of thing. Not exactly as fun or cool, but kind of that same vein. Yeah, but you always move diagonally, so you need to kind of like plan your route, make sure you're going to get enough points, avoid the monsters. If you are going to hit a monster, make sure you've got a sword so you can get points from them. And yeah, that is basically all in the game. I do have like a full-on roadmap that I'm gonna be implementing. So eventually I'm gonna add new game modes, a level up system, an equipment shop, an achievement system, story mode, a downloadable itch release, because right now it's only played in browser, then a full Steam release, and then eventually a full mobile release. As of right now, you can technically play it on mobile. I actually just very recently added touchscreen controls to the game, so you can like tap on the left or right side of the screen to be able to move left and right. You can also swipe if you're on mobile, so very exciting stuff. Anyway, yeah, so those are the games that I've actually finished. There's many more projects that I have started and never finished. But yeah, so those are the three that I have finished and public as of right now. Anyway, not a single one JRPG, by the way. Oh, wait, looks cool. The idea is interesting. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Unknown_artist says, you've been distracted, so bye.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, you are also leaving. I thought you were saying goodbye to Disc 105. I am so sorry, Unknown Artist. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening, and we will see you on the Thursday stream. So, I just actually choked on my coffee. It was a good one, Nick. It was a good one. Isometric graphics in RPG Maker games is kind of cursed. It is extremely cursed. Very, very cursed. I would not recommend it. If you're working with RPG Maker, do not try and do isometric games. It does not work very well. Would you be interested in looking at the games from the community? Absolutely, Nick. Absolutely. I love taking a look at what people are working on. So yeah, if you've got anything you want to share, whatever it is, then yeah, 100%. I would absolutely love to see. Let's see. Abadoo says, what language are they written in? That is a great question. So RPG Maker MV primarily, well, so it's a visual scripting. So this is RPG Maker. It is a visual scripting program. So basically, it's a fantastic engine for anyone who's wanting to get into game dev, but wants something like a little bit more advanced than say Scratch, but something that they like you can just start making stuff and going. But then it also uses JavaScript, and so you can get a little bit more complicated. So like, so say for example, so basically this is the map itself, right? If I were to double click, it creates a new event, and then in here I can do things like show text, show choices, have the player input a number. I can do things like I can show pictures, flash the screen, shake the screen, move people around the map, play music, anything and everything like that. So very, very typical like JRPG commands in here. But it's very much so a visual scripting thing. You can be like, show text and be like, hello world. And there we go. It would then show a message that would just say, hello world, which is great. But something that I use a ton is it has a JavaScript window where you can just write pure JavaScript and have it do whatever you would like it to do. And I use that so much in my game. There's not a single event that does not have some form of JavaScript in the game or in the event to make it actually do things way more efficiently and just really at all. Honestly, like there are some things that I'm doing with JavaScript that, like, if I were to event it, I don't know if it would actually be possible to do. Like I have, so basically, so in this game there is random tomb generation, and it will randomly generate a 60 room. Whoop. Oh, that was random sound. I was like, wait, what happened? So basically, it is random generation. It will randomly generate a layout of a up to 60 room tomb layout, right? 60 rooms, yeah, per floor. And all of it, so, is right here. So this is the entire code that randomly generates the tomb. And there is so much JavaScript in here. So basically, every single time you see like this lighter grayish blue text, or basically anytime you see this darker blue text, usually is going to be JavaScript. And there's a lot of it. There is so much that I would not be able to do without JavaScript. Like this right here, just using just the raw RPG Maker conditional branches. It's what they call them in JavaScript. They're just called if and else handlers. But in RPG Maker, if I were to be doing this with like just raw RPG Maker eventing, I honestly think that I would probably reach the end of what the common event that this window here would allow, because it does have a limit. It has a limit to how big it can be. You can only put so much code in here before it just stops, and you cannot add more. And I don't think I would actually be able to do this without Java. So anyway, so to answer your question, it's made in RPG Maker. It is a visual scripting program, but you can use JavaScript, which I use quite liberally nowadays, because it really saves my bacon a lot on a lot of stuff. Okay, let's see. Yeah, what language? I've been distracted, so bye. Whatever RPG Maker uses. Y'all, I got Doritos. Let's go! Some ran dev. That sounds absolutely. I'm actually jealous. Wait, what kind of Doritos? Are they nacho cheese? Or are they the purple ones, like the spicy chili? Oh, spicy chili are so good. Let's see. Nick has posted. Oh, here we go. Nova Dark Fantasy Tactics. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. I don't think I actually... I was like, I swear this sounds familiar. But I don't think I've actually... Wait, maybe? Maybe. Nova Dark's Fantasy Tactics is a real-time isometric tactics game. Nova uses an active time battle system and places a heavy influence on the positioning of the player and the bosses. Ooh. The ball comes to life. I am the light of Nova. I have brought you three here to face a great... This is absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. I love the icons, love the artwork. The UI is super clean. Holy smokes. This is really good. This is, oh my gosh. This is putting my game to shame. Absolute shame. Holy freaking good heavens. This is absolutely beautiful. I love this. Oh my god. Loading. Click to start. Okay. Dark Fantasy Tactics. Story. Level select. Gosh. Nick. Amongst the howl of the wind, crack of lightning, sound, rain, pelting every crevice. It's game night. Yeah, it is. Oh. Enter. One. There we go. Your friends have a new title. No. You've never heard of this game before. It's a tactics game, and it comes with a crystal ball. You and your friends find no mention of the ball instructions. The ball comes to life. You wake in a dark crypt. You aren't wearing your normal clothes. A floating orb greets you and your party. I am the light of Nova. I have brought you three here to face a great evil. I will teach you the rules of Nova. Click on the arrow pointing to the night. I should maybe actually follow the instructions and click on the arrow. Nick, this is absolutely fantastic. Oh my gosh. Everybody go check this out. This is absolutely beautiful. I am freaking... Okay, so I am already following you. That's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure. Submission to the boss rush jam. Hold the phone. Oh, you got it in 18 hours and 10 minutes before the deadline. Bad. Not bad. Made it in a month. Okay, that's actually what I was coming here to look at and see where you got it. Oh my gosh. 851 entries. Let's see, what'd you get? Overall, 178. Holy smokes. That is an absolute fantastic ranking. Out of 851, absolutely beautiful stuff. I would say it should be a lot higher up. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that is crazy. I love it. Gosh. Okay, yeah, I am 100% coming back to this game because I want to play this. I want to play this like all the way through. Yeah, this is beautiful. Very well done. Very well done. Yeah, if you are not already, make sure to come follow Nick over on Itch, because this is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely beautiful stuff. The fact that it was a month, 1 month to do this is crazy. Because I'm looking at this, right? I'm looking at the graphics that we got. I'm looking at everything that's on the screen, the animations, the I know you can't hear him. Excuse me. I know you can't hear him because I don't have the sound on. But the sound design, the sound effects, the music, everything going on right now is just chef's kiss. Absolutely beautiful, fantastic. And then I look over at my game and I'm just like, oh my god. You did that in a month, and it has taken me almost a year to get to this point. Like, oh. Nick, I salute you. That is absolutely fantastic stuff. Beautifully done, put together. Let's see, Abadu says, RPG Maker, okay, I'm catching up with the rest of the class. No worries at all. Feel free, ask as many questions as you would like. I'm happy to answer any and all questions. Let's see, Nick says, I think you'd like it as it's the closest to an RPG I've made. Most of my work is spooky. Yeah. I think I've checked out at least one of your projects before, and I do remember it being spooky. Disc105 says, Moonwood, take a look on my comments about the free money. What? What about free money? What are we talking about? You just inflated the currency. Oh, does getting this free money decrease the value of the currency because it's new money in circulation? Just be happy with what you've got, okay? I can neither confirm nor deny me pumping money into the economy is going to actually do bad things to the economy. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll just have to wait and find out. I'll put it on my list of projects to try. Absolutely. Let's see, and then David Von Hausen says hello. Welcome, David. Glad you're here. Let's see, but you can do a function that calls another event and start again to bypass the limit. That is true, Dazzy. You absolutely can do that. Hold on, I must wash hands 2 times. There. Okay, gotta go by. Take a look at my earlier comments when you get a chance. I am so sorry, Disc105. I meant to get to it sooner. I am so sorry. But that is really funny. I do like that. Bye, Moon. Gotta go. My stream. Bye. No worries, Hootie Hand. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully we'll see you on the Thursday stream. That's the original version of the card-based thing I was working on. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was like, this feels familiar. But that makes way more sense. I made it in a month. Thank you for looking at it. Ooh, this looks fancy AF. Some Randev, I would agree 100%. That looks so fancy. Then we got Dragon Squad. I think this is maybe the one. Yeah. This is the one. I was like, I feel like maybe, but yes, this is the one that I have looked at. And then, okay, all right. Ah, beautiful. I still absolutely love your like everything you do about your itch pages just looks so good. So good. Absolutely fantastic stuff. If you're interested, this is my best game. Ooh, I feel like we gotta take a quick look then. Ooh. Loading. Click to start. right, what do we got here? Got play, I'm guessing settings, and quit. Play. I feel like I gotta, there we go. Oh, let's see here. All right, let's have some Earth orbit. Again, pixel art is just on point. Absolutely fantastic. Oh. All right, so we move. Okay. And then 2 or Z. That's a Z. Z, X, C. All right, so Z is fire, X is a big blast, and then a C is a big blast. Oh. Oh, gee. Oh my. All right, so I gotta make sure that I don't go all the way back against the back. Get out of here! Get out of here! Fools! Ooh. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. All right, here we go. Take them all out. Oh, I see now. I see. Okay, all right. I'm getting it. Get out of here. Oh. I almost feel like I need a controller for this. Oh, I'm taking damage. We've been hit, Captain. We've been hit. They'll never take us alive. Oh. Okay, all right. Oh. Okay, all right. We're good. We're good. Things good. Things fine. Nope, I'm not getting that guy. Ooh, get me out of there. Get me out of there, Captain. Ooh. Oh, dang it. I keep doing that. That is, oh my gosh. That is so much fun. Oh, I love games like this. I love it. Yes, everybody, if you are not following Nick over on Itch, what are you doing? Get over there. Go follow. That was a lot of fun. I like that. I almost feel like you have all been robbed of the full experience because I didn't have the sound on. That's my bad. That is my bad. Oh, let's see. Summer Dev says, anyway, the Doritos are Doritos Collisions Late Night Sizzling Cheeseburger X Sweet and Tangy Barbecue. Oh my gosh. That marketing director needs to be fired. That is the worst name for a snack ever. The Doritos Collisions Late Night Sizzling Cheeseburger X Sweet and Tangy Barbecue. Say that with one breath. There you go. There's an ad right there. I made it in 9 days and made the music too. Jeez. That, yeah, again, beautifully done. Didn't make the music for Nova. Fair. I was referring to Dragon Squad, so where I placed settings don't work, made it in 9 days. Fair. Yeah, no worries at all. See where it's placed for the jam. Oh, that's right. We gotta go check and see where this thing placed in the jam. Let's take a look. Over here. Got 38. Oh my gosh, 38th out of 382 is fire. That is a really good placing. Not bad at all. Audio 11, would agree. Graphics 20. I feel like it's got to be higher than that. The theme 144 on the theme. What was the theme? What was the theme here? Theme. Of course, it's a freaking video. Just tell me. Oh my god. Tell me. Overpowered. Okay, all right. I still don't agree with it. The fact that it's 144, like almost halfway. But still, I absolutely love it. It is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, very well done on this one. That is beautiful stuff. Yeah, very well done. Let's see here. Z12 Game says, not a single one JRPG, by the way. I mean, that happens. I'm not, which is funny because I'm using RPG Maker and that is all I use, and I haven't made a single JRPG. So, you know. Let's see here. And then, what if I don't want to finish the game I started? What should I do? I'm just starting to make games, and sometimes ideas get me stumped when it comes to implementing them in RPG Maker. Well, Z12 Game I hope you're still here. I hope you have not left. I know sometimes it takes me a bit to get to everybody's chats. Here's what I would recommend. So you say that what do you do if you don't want to finish the game that you started? Do not feel like you have to finish everything that you start. There's nothing wrong with starting something, getting, however far along it is, whether you spend an afternoon on it, if you spend a weekend on it, a week, 2 weeks, a month, a year. It really doesn't matter how much time you've spent on it. If you run out of creativity, if you're like, you know what, this just isn't working the way that I want it to be working, it's not working the way that I need it to be working, or if you're just like, I just need to scrap it for whatever reason it is. Don't ever feel like you have to recycle work that you've been putting in. And that can be in any way, shape, or form. The recycling really can be anything from, whether it was you started an idea, you didn't get it quite right, so you moved on to something else, but then maybe you revisit it later, or maybe you take that idea and like change it just a little bit on your next project. That would be recycling. Or let's say, for example, if you have started on a project and you started implementing things that you just weren't quite sure how to do before, but then you put your nose to the grind and you actually figured out how to actually get this thing to be working. Even if you don't continue on that project, you then have the knowledge for your next project. If you're ever like, oh, I want to implement this thing, you now know that you can. So instead of it being like, I don't know if this will actually work, you can maybe actually design specific features of your game around that mechanic you've actually figured out how to implement and how to actually have it work correctly. So here's the thing. The honest truth about Tomb of Vercilias, I have started and stopped this project, not this one specifically, but different versions of this project. This is probably about version 6, 7, or something like that I have started and stopped over the course of 5 or 6 years, because I would start on the project. Usually it was all relating to blackjack combat stuff. I would start on the project, I would be going with it, I'd get maybe a weekend in, a couple weeks in, a month or so in, and then I would hit some kind of roadblock. Either I'd be like, I'm not a fan of where this is going, it just is, it's not fun to play, it's whatever, insert X, Y, or Z, and I would scrap it. And usually in that moment, I'd be like, this kind of sucks, like I put in all this work, this time, and it's just gone, like what the crap, like what, why? And then 6 months later, a year later, I'll have a new idea pop into my head. And I'll be like, oh, what if I change this? What if I do this differently? What if I come back and make this difference in the project? Instead, I would start fresh, start new, but I would take whatever I was working on and I would kind of like build off of that. I would prove off of that. And here's the thing, I wasn't starting from square one again. I wasn't starting out blank slate. I would have some ideas in my mind. I'd be like, well, I did this before. What if I change it a little bit and do it this way? And I would make things better based off of what I had done before. Kind of turning into what I had originally thought was wasted time was actually things that I had kind of built up over that time, and then I was able to eventually build on. And that just happened again and again and again, and eventually it's gotten to the point where we have what we have now with Tomb of Vercilias, where it is... There are some things that are close and similar to what I was working on before with the original project, but it has been built on so much that it's like, these are all the things that I was missing from the original project that I was working on, that I was like, I wish I had this, but either one, I was like, I don't have time, or two, I wasn't sure how to implement it, or whatever it is, insert whatever it is that could have been the excuse of me being like, it's not quite right, scrap it. But yeah, so do not ever feel like if you're working on a project, whether it is any kind of creative project, whether you are writing, drawing, creating music, creating games, anything and everything, if you are ever hitting a creative roadblock, don't just try to push through. Don't try and be like, yeah, but I've put in X number of hours to it, I have to keep going. Because there's nothing that will make a creative project soulless feeling as if you've lost your creativity for that thing. So whether it is you have to take a step back, come back an hour later, the next day, next week, a month, a year, whatever it is, step away, recoup that creativity, and then continue on it. Whether that is in a whole new vein and you're like, okay, I want to start again, but we're going to, take things differently over here, or opening up the project again, pulling out that notebook that you were drawing in, whatever it is, starting again should never be viewed as a bad thing, because whatever progress you had made before was teaching you, was training you, was giving you some kind of creative idea that you are then able to take and put into your... I know that was a very long answer to your question. But yes, if you are ever working on a game and you're like, I'm not really feeling it, I'm gonna move on and do something else. No worries at all, because the amount of time that you spent working on that original project, even if it never comes to fruition, there's going to be something in there, even whether you know it or not, there's going to be something in that first project you were working on that will then reflect in your new project. Whether it is some mechanic you learned how to program, some thing that you were able to refine, whatever it is, it will always be a better thing for you to have done something before than to have done nothing at all. And then so moving on is not a bad thing, is what I'm trying to say. So don't ever feel like you have to stick with a project. I have done that literally hundreds of times. Like, I know that, I can point to those 3 projects that I've actually finished that are actually on itch. And like, there's more. Like, I have a couple mobile games that I've made that I've never actually put on the store. But it's like freaking, like, I've made like a rock, paper, scissors game, made an RPG Maker. Like, really, like, it was nothing, like, it's nothing crazy. I made it in a weekend. I guess this one was like a week. Like, I never put it on the App Store, but I figured out how to make a mobile game doing like that. I made a Flappy Bird clone that, again, never made it on the App Store, but I asked myself, I'm like, can you make a Flappy Bird clone in RPG Maker? The answer is yes. Just takes a little bit of weird creativity, but it's one of those things that it's like, it's something that has fed into my ability to make what I'm making. So yeah. You cannot have a mountain if you do not start with the pebbles. That was supposed to sound really deep, so if not everyone is currently saying, ooh, I'm gonna be really sad. Anyway, let's see. Same, my ex loved them though. Wait. The worst part is they still aren't even better than Cool Ranch. Shake my head. Shake my head. Yeah. Cool Ranch is... I have a hard time with Doritos. So, Cool Ranch and nacho cheese kind of go back and forth for me as far as best Doritos. But the one that will never ever be topped is the spicy chili Doritos, like the purple bag ones. They're so good, so good. I don't know. You just can't top them. You cannot top them. But anyway, I really just like the Doritos barbecue chips. I don't think I've ever had the Doritos barbecue chips. Maybe those... Actually, no. If you don't like them, I'm going to believe that they're just not good. Same, my ex loved them, though. It's better than a snack. Having a bunch of flavors that are all samey, though. Fair. And Nick is lurking. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate the lurk. Now he has us. Base take. Your skills gain levels, even if you don't finish. Exactly. You're always getting experience. You're always leveling up your skills. Meta progression are real life mechanics. Trying to push through creative blocks can make it get worse. Exactly. There's a reason why I have gotten rid of so many things in this game, because I was just like, I cannot actually make this thing look good and work well. And so instead of just trying to push through and being like, whatever, I'll just leave it in here. I spent a lot of time on it. Get rid of it. Be like, you know what? I spent a lot of time on it. It sucks I gotta get rid of it, but it's not fun. It's not good. So see ya. Boo, this guy sucks. Thank you, Mathra. I appreciate that. If you wanted to sound deep, you should have said something about trenches instead of mountains. Crap, that's right. You cannot dig a trench solely with a spoon. You must use a shovel to create your lagoon. I was going for deep, not rhyming. I don't know why I felt like I had to make it rhyme. I feel like if you make it rhyme, though, it sounds deeper, right? Yeah. Anyway, thank you, Jesse, though. I do appreciate the ooh from you. Amazing. Thank you, Samrandev. See, again, this is why I couldn't... This is the living proof as to why I am not AI. If I was AI, I could have created some kind of better rhyming thing to do with trenches and not lagoons. Well, I'm glad that I can keep proving that I am not AI.
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
Well.
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
You did do that, Mathra. You did do that. All right, everybody, let's do that. And then we're going to finish up the warding skill tree, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic because, it'll be done. And that's going to be great. All right, here we go. Actually, let's crank these jams. Crank the jams. Yeah. Nothing quite like exercising to some nice, smooth jazz. Some lo-fi jazz. All right, everybody, here we go. Count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the chest benders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel so alive. I feel so alive. Thank you for that. Okay. Whew. Let's get this thing finished, shall we? Ooh.
Thanks for the follow, David Van Housen.
David, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. All right. Let's finish up this warding. Let's finish up the warding skills. Ooh. Okay, so you are 744 and 280. All the way to the bottom. We've got 744 and 280. $800, 348. 100, 348. This is going to be the warding skill 7. Necro. What did I call the other ones? It was ward. It's a necro ward. That's the one. All right, then we want to show the highlight at 772, 314. Right, you're going to be called the Necro Ward. And then we go here. Pop that. Block percentage of incoming Necro damage. That. What's that? All right, you're going to be 721 if you are greater than, whoops. If you are less than 10, then we're going to say dodge chance plus game variables 21 times 2. Variables 7, 1 plus 1 times 2. We're going to be variables 721 times 2. All right. Now, we've got all sorts of fun stuff to figure out right here. Yeah. Let's just copy that. We need to have a lot of conditional on here. We need to have, if the player skill ward, we need ward level, or we need ward skill 2 to be greater than 0. We need, let's just freaking, why am I doing this? 716. So we're going to say if game variables value 716 is greater than 0, as long as you have actually gone into that. So here we go. So yeah, so if game variables 716 is greater than 0, and if game variables 718 is greater than 0, and if game variables 720 is greater than 0. That way, it's basically, excuse me, it is basically saying if this, and this skill have all been upgraded at least once, then you will be able to actually upgrade that skill. Yeah. Nick says, thank you again for all the kind words. It's really made my day. Well, Nick, you make some absolutely fantastic games, and I am honestly very excited to play more Nova. It's just like the whole vibe and aesthetic just feels really cool. So yeah, I'm excited to give it a little bit more playtime as well. But yeah, I appreciate you sharing. I feel like I need to keep up with your page a little bit more because yeah, those are absolute bangers. David says, I use RPG Maker. I used RPG Maker before. When I started making a game in high school, I never finished the game, sadly. It happens. And honestly, like, it is a big undertaking. Like, unless you are making a really small project, or if it's something that you are... I want to say it does make it slightly easier to create something if you have some kind of set deadline. That's why, like, game jams, I could never recommend enough. Game jams are an absolutely fantastic way to push yourself and to drive yourself to creating something. Whether it's something super short, something, because there's nothing quite as daunting as, let me pull this up really quick. There's nothing quite as daunting as you open up, let's say, for example, just because, why not? You open up Paint and you're like, I want to make something. You're sitting here and you're looking at the canvas and you're like, what do I make? What do I draw? What should I do? You know, it's I could come in here. I could start making trees. Should I make a tree? I don't know. It's not a very good tree. Maybe I won't make a tree. Maybe I should make a ball. Let's make a ball. Yeah, something like this. I don't know. It's not a very round ball. It's not a great ball. I don't know. What should I make? I'm gonna make a tennis racket. Here we go. I don't know why I'm doing all sports related things, but just bear with me here. It's not a very good tennis racket. Whatever. I don't care enough. Whatever. No, I don't want to save my work. Get out of here. And then you quit and you never come back. You had the absolute creative freedom to make whatever you want, to do whatever you wanted. You didn't have to make a ball. You didn't have to make a tree. You didn't have to make it a green tree. You didn't have to make it a pine tree. You didn't have to do any of those things. You could have done whatever you wanted. But that blank canvas staring at you in the face is daunting. Extremely daunting. The absolute worst thing in the world, honestly. Like, it can be great. Don't get me wrong. It can be absolutely fantastic if you're just sitting there staring at a blank canvas and you're not quite sure what to do, because you can do anything. But the great thing about game jams is you're staring at a blank canvas, but you have very specific rules that someone has put in place for you. You know, they're going to tell you, hey, with this blank canvas, I want you to use the color green, and I also want you to create squares. And you're... Squares. There's a friggin' square. And then at that point, this giant empty blank canvas that is staring you in the face doesn't feel quite as daunting. It's not quite as wide as an ocean anymore, so you can't do anything you want, but it gives you a much better focus for you to be like, okay, I need to use the color green, and I need to make it a box of some kind, some way, shape, or form. And the amount of ways you can interpret something like that, I think, is a really great way to stretch your creative muscles. Because if you can just do anything and everything you want, a lot of times nothing's ever going to get done. Because when nothing is the limit, oftentimes you're going to go so far that everything you created behind you is just going to be extremely shallow, unfinished, and you're going to be like, it's not very good, and you'll leave it behind. But if you are constricted to a singular box, and that is what you have to make, maybe you'll make a box, and it'll be a green box, and that's going to be absolutely fantastic. You will have followed those instructions, you will have created something that's stuck within that, and you can be like, look what I made. I made a green box. That's fantastic. But then you can also come back and you can reinterpret those instructions and be like, well, what if instead of a green box, what if I make a green cube? And it kind of like adds a whole new depth and perception on the rules that you have. And it kind of widens that creativity, but it's still keeping you confined, but it's letting you, again, flex those creative muscles where it's like, is this still a green box? Yes. It's a cube now, but it's still a green box. And just kind of gives you that opportunity to, within a much smaller confined space, kind of interpret things, do things your own way. And so, yeah, so I would highly recommend 100% do game jams. If you want to make games, do a handful of game jams and do the short ones. Like, the long ones are great. I absolutely love when I can have a really long game jam and I can spend a little bit more time on the project, refining, polishing, making it really good, making it really nice. But there's nothing quite like having 48 hours, 24 hours. I probably wouldn't recommend anything less than a day. 48 hours to 72 hours is kind of where I would recommend, is somewhere in that sweet spot of 2 to 3 days because it's like just enough time for you to like kind of get a little bit more into the weeds on things, but not enough for you to actually like harm your progression by trying to get too deep into the weeds, by being too much of a perfectionist, because you can sit there and you can like watch the time count down and you're like, crap, I've only got 52 hours left. I've only got 48 hours left. And that time is always ticking, versus, you know, when you've got a whole month, you're like, I got plenty of time. Like I'll add this new thing. I'll change this thing over here. I'm going to do this. And before you know it, you've made something too deep to the point where instead of it just being a green box that you've then turned into a cube, you have now turned that green box that's a cube with a door, and you can go inside that door, and when you're inside that door, there is now a whole freaking room you then have to worry about, and you're like, okay, what's inside this room? Well, now there's a table over here, and I gotta worry about that table, and what are we gonna do with this table? And oh crap, and now over here, now there's gonna be a bed over here, we gotta figure out this bed, what are we gonna do with this bed? And then before you know it, you're like, crap, this is no longer a green square, this is now way more than I'm gonna have time for, and then it just kind of just destroys the whole project. Anyway, this has turned into a really long rant, and I am so sorry about that. But what I'm going to recommend, do game jams. They're a fantastic way for you to turn a blank canvas of just absolute dauntingness into something a little bit more palatable, and it'll give you a way to flex your creativity and make sure that you are creating something and then getting that under your belt. Because there's nothing, I'm going to say this, like as someone who's only made a couple smaller projects, there is nothing more satisfying than you working on something, whether it is for a week, a couple days, whatever it may be, and then being able to upload that and see your finished project. And you're like, oh my God, I made that. Sure, it was like only a week long or a few days long, and I only had so much time, but like I was able to make that thing. That thing is there, and I made it. And that could be something that you either made public or something you are keeping private to yourself and it is just on your hard drive and no one else is ever going to see it. That is totally fine as well. As long as you have created something and you can look at that thing and be like, I created that. That there is honestly like no greater feeling. Like it is amazing to be able to look back and be like, I drew that picture. I painted that thing. I made that song. I created that game. Whatever it is, any kind of creative thing, finishing that creative thing is just, it is a crazy good feeling. So yeah, anyway, if you're creating something, start small, stay small, and then eventually start building up after, is what I'm gonna say. Anyway, I feel like I am ranting so much, and I am so sorry. Let's see here. I wish I had the ability to draw using my mind rather than my hand. That would be absolutely beautiful, because I feel the same way 9 times out of 10. I'm just like, it looked so much better in my mind's eye. Hey, Moonwood, I have a question. What should I add to the Goomba on my stream? Ooh, a hat. Give him a top hat. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Personally, I love long jams. Hey, and there's nothing wrong with long jams. But just make sure that you don't fall into the security of, oh, I've got time. Everything's gonna be fine. I've got time. We got tons of time. 10-day jams that have 2 weekends are in them are peak. That is actually a really great way to do. That could also be my workflow. I start with polish and work back. Yeah, absolutely. My games are fully playable in my head before anything actually exists. And that is a very, very important thing to make sure you do. Before you actually start working on your project, make sure that you have your vision and it's written down. Especially for larger projects. A mustache. Mustache would be good. What color hat? White? Ooh, a white top hat. Really good. Oh, actually, here. Right there. That top hat, right there. Bowser wedding top hat. Something like that. Would be absolutely fantastic. Do that. That's what I would recommend. David says, one, I don't have an itch.io account, and I don't know if my old Linux computer can handle RPG Maker or Unity. I mean, fair. So RPG Maker MV, anyway, is very, very lightweight. I mean, it's a 32-bit program, so it is capped to 2 gigabytes of RAM. So, yeah, there's not really the system requirements for RPG Maker are Very small. RPG Maker MV. Let's see here. Yeah, so an Intel Core 2 Duo, 4 gig of RAM, 2 gig of space, 1280 by 768 display, Windows 7, 8, 8.1, 10, 32-bit or 64-bit. I think this also does work. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Mac OS and then Steam OS. Yes. So you absolutely can run it on Mac and Steam. Editor best in desktop mode. Yeah. So it really does not take a whole lot. It is a very lightweight program. There's not a whole lot going on. Obviously, like, you can make the projects go crazy. You can add hundreds of events to a map and it'll get out of hand and won't be able to work very well. But it probably would actually work pretty well, even on an older computer. I mean, again, like, RPG Maker MV came out in 2015, and even then, it could run on very old hardware. So you'd probably be fine. But if not, even if not, something else you can get, which would be, I mean, it's not going to be the exact same as RPG Maker MV, but I mean, you can get RPG Maker 2003, which you can create very old school looking JRPGs. You know, I'm talking Super Nintendo kind of games going on. That would 100% run on any old computer. If you wanted to go slightly newer but still older, RPG Maker XP. I was running this thing on a Pentium 1 that my dad had in our kitchen when I was growing up, and it ran it just fine. That thing was a very old computer, and yeah, it can run it just fine. If you want to go even older than RPG Maker 2003, you'd have RPG Maker 2000. That one's even older. When you start going further back, so this one requires 128 megabytes and an 800 megahertz Pentium 3. Oh, maybe it wasn't a Pentium 1 that I don't know. Maybe it was like a Pentium. Maybe. Anyway, that's just that to say, there are a lot of options out there, especially if you just want to use like the RPG Maker series itself. But if you go too far back, so anything before RPG Maker MV is when they made the switch to JavaScript. So anything before that, it doesn't really export well to, be able to play on other platforms outside of just Windows. I don't even know if like XP or 2003 would run on this. I'm sure it has to. It's got to. Anyway, but will it run on a microwave or a... Maybe. Itch is free and fun to customize the page. That's true. Yeah. Itch is free. You can just set up a free account. And there's a lot of really good stuff on there too. I would highly recommend Itch, not only for like hosting your games, because you can just upload any of your games there, free to host. You don't even have to technically include. They do by default take 10% of any revenue you make, but you can turn that off and you can just take 100% revenue. Yeah. So, and you can have the games be played through the browser. You can provide download links. So even if you make something like an RPG Maker 2000 and you're not necessarily going to be creating something that can be played in a browser, you can still have it be so people can download and install the exe, and it works. Yeah, just great. Thank you for the info. Yeah, it's not like Steam. You don't need to pay to publish it. That's true. Yeah. There's no cost to be able to publish anything on Itch. But they do ask for a percentage of whatever you're selling. And I can't remember that there's some benefit if you keep the 10% off. But hey Moonwood, I made the hat. Look at the stream to rate it out of 10. Ooh. Take a look. Let's go take a look. Hey, look at that. Look at that, we got a little top hat. That is beautiful. I do like that. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, and he's got a little witch's hat. I'm not gonna lie. When the witch's hat was fading out, it kind of looked like he had a yarmulke on. I was like, well, there we go. We got a top hat, a witch's hat, and a yarmulke. Because, yeah, like, wait for it. Oh, okay, it's shuffling. Never mind. Yeah, I love that. That is fantastic. Yeah, love the hat, though. Absolutely love the hat. All right. Let's see. Once again, being harassed by ads. Blasted ads. They always pop up their heads at the worst time. But yeah, I would say 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 on that hat. Absolutely beautiful. Nick says, anyway, see you, Moonwood. Thank you again. Thank you for being here, Nick. I appreciate it. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And we'll see you hopefully on the Thursday stream. Costs a bit of your sadness since every interaction I've had with itch.io has made me happier. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. As long as it's you don't mind about the sadness, then you should be fine. That's the second streamer recommended hat. Oh, see, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I love it. All right, let's see if I can actually get through the rest of this skill tree. It's been fun. I've absolutely had a blast chatting. But I'm like, all right, here we go. So, there we go. Yeah, so we got this conditional branch. So long as the variables 716, 718, and 720 are greater than 0, that means you've upgraded at least once of all 3 skills. Then we're going to say, and then so long as the skill tree progress, this is going to be 3 of 2. 3-2? 3-2, yes. I don't remember what it would need to be, though. The middle ones, this would be, so 1, 2, this would be 3 and 4. So long as 3-2 is less than 1, set it to 1. So long as 3-2 is less than 2, set it to 2. That would mean this one would be, so long as 3-2 is less than 3, then set 3. All right, well, there we go. Yeah, 3-2. Here, we're going to say so long as you have a skill point, and so long as 7-1 is less than 10, then add 1 to new page, wording 7 plus 1. 7. Awesome. Okay, so if I try to click here, nothing happens. Good. I need to... There. Cool. Let's open this up to hide all the other HUD elements. Grab you, copy, paste. Go, you're going to be variable set 1, fresh. Okay, I still can't get you, but what if I get you? Still can't get you. Good. And if I get you, and there we go. Necro ward, block percentage of incoming necro damage from enemy attacks. Dodge chance 2%, 4%. And there we go, 20%. Oh. Oh, that's beautiful. I want to make sure. Okay. Can't be too careful with conditional branches. Maybe sometimes it would work, other times not. I just wanted to make sure. Here we go. Level up all my skills. Fantastic. Cool. Cool. The workouts are nearly off cooldown again. Oh my gosh. I just scared the crap out of myself. Oh. I have this little radio here. I was gonna use it. Oh my gosh. That legitimately scared the I have goosebumps right now because that scared me so bad. I have this little radio here because I was gonna use it as a prop in the thumbnail of, let me pull this up really quick. Oh my gosh. My heart is like, oh. All right, where the freak did that thing go? Maybe it's in Photoshop. Oh, I'm lightheaded because of that. Okay, all right, let me close this. Let me pull this over here. So was it last Thursday? Oh my gosh, that was just last Thursday. Last Thursday we played Phasmophobia, right? And I needed to make a thumbnail for the video. And I was going to use, so for anyone who's ever played Phasmophobia, you have what's called a spirit box, which you can, you hold on to it, you turn it on, and there's like static playing, and then as it's going through, you can talk into the spirit box, and every now and then, you'll hear the ghost talk through the spirit box. So I was going to use this as a prop in the thumbnail, because I was like, oh, this is perfect. It looks almost exactly like the freaking spirit box in the game. Like, let me pull this up again. Let's see. Phasmophobia spirit box. Okay, it's not exact. Actually, no, that's pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, so that's what the spirit box looks like in the game. And then this is the freaking thing that I've got, right? Like, pretty similar looking thing. So I was like, this would be the absolute perfect prop for the thumbnail. Didn't ever end up using it. So it's been sitting on my desk since last Thursday after I made this thumbnail. And I've been holding it in my hand, and like, because I fidget with things, especially like as I'm like going on rants. I'm sure some of you have seen like my old flip phone that I have here that's from high school, my old LG chocolate. Anyway, so this thing, it's got like a little knob here to like see if you can see it. You can see the dials moving around there. So it's got like the little dials there. It's got like a little volume thing right here, which is great. And so I've been kind of like fidgeting with this thing the whole time. I didn't remember that I had put batteries in this thing. And so the whole night, there's a little switch right here on the side. Let's see if I can... Yeah, there's a switch right here, which turns it off, but it also then switches it to AM and PM. And I've been kind of going back and forth, turning it on and off, right? Like you might be able to hear it kind of go on and off. And I've been messing with it. But I'm always going from on, off, on, off, on, off. I've never actually left it on. And then just now, I turned it on, and I left it on, and then this is what I heard. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's static. There's static coming through. And it scared the absolute crap out of me. Because I thought my radio had become possessed, and I was going to have a ghost start talking to me. Terrifying stuff. Anyway, confirmed ghost hunter. Yeah, that should not have scared me as badly as it did, but it did. But now I know. Now I know. There's batteries in here. So, yeah. Anyway. Whew. Yeah, that scared so bad. That should not have scared me as bad that it did. Okay, back to game development stuff. Holy smokes. Ooh. All right. So now we come in here and we need to copy this last one because, you know, things. Let's get rid of that. Throw that in there. And let's get the X and the Y. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, yeah, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So warding is the only one that has 8. I feel like I'm gonna need to add one more skill to each one of these trees to like keep it even. We can have 8, 8, 8, and 8. Because having 7, 7, 8, and 7 just feels weird. Wait. 7, 7, 8, and 7. That's 29. That makes me really wanting to add at least one more skill to one of these skill trees. So we can either have a nice even 30 skills, or we just go with 8 across all, so we can have 32. I don't know. We'll figure it out. 29 is just such a weird number for skills, though, so I kind of don't want to have it be a 29, but we'll see. So 744, 192. 744... 192. And then we've got other X and Y is 800 and 260. 800, 260. Tree fitty. And this is going to be the warding skill 8. The necro negation. There we go. How you spell negation. All right, the highlight is going to show at transform. Oh yeah, Summer and Dev, how is your computer doing, by the way? I meant to send you a message and then I completely forgot to respond. And but I have been wondering, how is the computer doing? 772, 226. 772, 226. This is going to be the necro negation. Oh yeah! Oh, don't tell me. I can't tell if that's a good oh yeah or if that's an oh yeah, it's completely dead. It died. It's gone. That thing is no more. Necro damage. Alright, we're gonna copy this one. I think they're basically the exact same thing, but I might as well. So if 722 is less than 10, then we're gonna say set actor 81's profile to be negation chance 720. 2 times 2 plus percentage 722 plus 1 times 2. Alright, negation damage 72 times 2 and then percentage. And then you are going to be turn that on. Okay. Now we can just switch this back over to just saying if the variable, the warding skill level 7, is greater than 0. There we go. Some Randev says, it's a good, oh yeah. But the reason it wasn't working is a little embarrassing. But it's fixed now. Was your computer dusty? Was it a dusty computer? And you needed to clean it out? Did you click on too many pop-ups and you had lots of viruses? Did you spill coffee into your computer? So what happened is, when I was first having performance issues weeks ago, my first instinct was to replace the cords for my SSD. Oh. I feel like I know where this is going. But go on, go on. I want to hear the rest of it. I want to hear the juicy detail. Okay, so as long as the ward is for 7 is greater than 0, then we're going to say if skill tree 3-2 is less than 3, set it to... Wait. Less than 3, set it to 3? I think it needs to be less than 4, set it to 4. I'm gonna have to find out. We're gonna find that out. I was having issues still, so I did a RAM test and found the issue was the RAM. Well, there we go. There we go. Yeah, I feel like RAM, more often than not, is an issue when it comes to that kind of stuff, which is super frustrating. But I guess it's better than, like, the GPU having issues. So there we go. Mather says I was going to make a joke as well, but felt it was a little too much. Now I kind of want to hear it, Mathra. So I got new RAM. A week later, plugged it in. It passes all the tests. Everything's going great. Then I do my most recent stream when everything is laggy and off. Ooh. Wait, then what happened when it was all laggy? What was making it go laggy? New issue 1. Broken RAM. Corrupted GPU drivers. That's not fun. What do you need to do? Clear his browser history? See, I was kind of going that way with the pop-ups. But also the browser history. Hey. We don't judge here. If I completely reinstall those... I feel like I'm watching one of those like TikTok stories where there's like 50 TikToks and you got to watch all of them, and every single time you're like, what happened? Do secret test stream still wrecked. Oh, I wanted to be a part of that stream. Now I'm going insane. Oh, some random. I hate going insane, especially with the computer stuff. Because I feel like that was happening to me not that long ago.
Victory Gaming Zombie cheered 5 bits. Everyone knows Albert Einstein was a genius, but no one knows his brother Frank was a monster.
I like that. That is funny. Masterfully done. Masterfully done, Gaming Zombie. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Okay, that I like that. That is a good one. Oh my gosh, come on. I could not get the lid off of my water. I just started doing random tests on computer, and there it was. CPU running at a clean 100 Celsius. Ooh. That's, it's tragic. Don't get me wrong. That is tragic. But it's funny because that is kind of one of the issues that I was also having with my computer very recently. and I had to replace the my water cooler because the water cooler, the pump was dying, and which sucks because it basically was dying since day one, and I didn't know it was dying. I thought I just had like a faulty LED, but no. Anytime the light turned off, it wasn't just the LED on the pump turning off. It was the entire water pump turning off, and so it was no longer cycling water through the water pump. Not great. Not great stuff. Actually, Frank made the monster. I guess that's true. So, Albert Einstein's brother's monster is a monster. Alright, so here's what happened. I'm ready, some Randev. I'm ready for the ending. Intelligence is knowing Frank wasn't the monster. Wisdom is knowing Frank was the monster. Weeks ago, when I was replacing my SATA cables, I didn't plug in my AIO cooler into the new power cable because I forgot both storage and coolers use the same power cables. This whole time, my CPU's been cooking like beef jerky. Oof. That is rough. The end. I am so sorry. That is not fun at all. I mean, at least in the end, you got it all figured out. So that's a plus, right? You gotta take the good with the bad. That's rough. I am so sorry. But hey, at least you did get it figured out. And now, even though your CPU has, cooked a good 3 years off of its lifespan, at least it's working again. That's enough to raise the glass. Yeah. Beautiful stuff. Thank you for the story of Summer, and I appreciate it. And it's good to know what was going on. What messed me up is, in the past, CPU heating issues cause instant crashes, so I never thought to check that since my computer never crashed, just was slow. I guess that's kind of like the good and the bad to thermal throttling, right? Is it no longer just instantly crashes if it gets too hot, because it'll thermal throttle, it'll just underclock itself to absolute madness just to keep running. For better or worse, like, I guess I would much rather have it be, if I was doing something intensive and the CPU got super hot, I would rather just have the CPU stop doing as much so it wouldn't just break itself. So, good and the bad, got to take the positives with the negatives, but it does make it a little bit more difficult to diagnose, because then you are just kind of like, well, the computer hasn't crashed yet, so it can't be a CPU issue, but it can. It absolutely can. Ooh, that's not fun. That is not fun. Well, I'm glad that you are finally on the other end of that issue, because computer issues, I hate them. Worst things in the world. Okay, so as long as the warding skill level number 7 at least has something greater than 0 levels, then we're going to say if skill tree progress 3-. Okay, so what do we got here? 1 and 2, so this would be 3-2 if you are less than 1, set it to 1. If you are less than 2, set it to 2. And then down here, you would be if you're less than 3, set it to 3. And then I guess you would be if you're less than 4, set it to 4. No, we don't need to do that because there is no more progress to be made. I don't know why. I don't know why. There we go. Delete that. Cool. Now we're just going to say so long as the player has a skill point to spend, and so long as variable 722 is less than 10, then we're going to say add 1 to the warding skill number 8. 722. Okay, there we go. Now let's pull this up really quick. Let's go take a look at the skill tree, and let's just see what's going on here. So we need to hide everything else. Come over here. We're going to copy and paste that. Select the bottom one really quick. Move you up over here. Go. You're going to be linked to variable 722. Refresh. Okay. Try to get that one. Nothing. Nothing. So if I get that and that, still nothing, still nothing. If I get that and that, still nothing, still nothing. If I get that and that, then I can get that. Then I can get that. There we go, from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, so on and so forth, until you can potentially block all incoming necro damage 20%. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Let's see. Alex over on YouTube says, heart? All the hearts. Every single one. Welcome, Alex. Glad you're here. How is your day / evening / morning, wherever you may be in this world, going? Summer Dev says, I almost bought a new motherboard. That would have been fun to buy a whole new motherboard. Actually, if you had done that, you probably wouldn't have noticed until either 1, you were taking everything apart to put the new motherboard in, and then you'd be like, ah, crap. Or 2, you wouldn't have even noticed then, and then you wouldn't have known because everything would have been unplugged, and then you would have just been like, oh, maybe it was a motherboard issue. That would have sucked. But honestly, that's just because I like upgrading RAM parts. Random parts, not RAM parts. I was like, yeah, I guess it's kind of fun to upgrade your RAM. But that's fair. That is fair. Yeah, it is fun to upgrade your computer. It is not fun to upgrade your computer and or build your computer and have it not work. That is the worst feeling in the world. Spend like 2 hours building your computer after you finally get all the parts, and you plug it in and you press the power button, and no. Or you plug it in, press the power button, it turns on, and then it starts thermal throttling. It's terrible too. All right, so there we go. That is absolutely fantastic. The warding skill tree should now all be completely done. You can now level up all of your warding skills so you will be able to completely negate all damage at up to a 20% chance. And then you can also negate, or you can also ward off up to 20% of all pyro damage, geo damage, hydro damage, and necro damage. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Okay. Well, yeah, great times. So I think the only other thing now, and this is something that I'm just going to do really quick, just because I made these changes and now I need to actually do these things. So I'm going to say, so Enduring Spirit, I think that's already set to level 10. But this one, Second Wind, I believe was still 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think I can still... Oh. Wait, did I not go in and make these adjustments? We've got Enduring Spirit, which increases your max HP. We've got Second Wind, which increases the effectiveness of healing items. I think we want to... Yeah, we do want to change this. We want to say if you are... I think 10 is going to be the least, like the smallest. So healing efficiency plus... Should we do 5%, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? So up to 50% increased healing. Yeah, I think that'd be good. 5%. Yes. So times 5. Go. Same thing here. Times 5%. Parenthesis back there. And then we're just going to say you, and then so long as you are less than 10. That. You are Brit and Barrett. Is that what I called it? Brit and Barrett. Be so long as you are less than 10. Close at 703 times 5%. 5%. 5%. You are, as long as you are less than 10. Level up 10 times. Then Vigorous Harvest, which restores a small amount of HP. Say, level up all the way up to level 10. Heal. I think we're going to reduce this down to 2%. 5% to 2%. 2% of your HP. That's every time you slay the 4 guardians. As long as you are less than 10. You less than 10. Turn that up. You'll love me some good old Oblivion. Crap. What was that at? 5%? Okay, so yes, we're doing 2% on the heal. I think that should be good. 2%? As long as you are less than 10, keep going up. License to heal, as long as you are less than 10, give you the ability to heal times 1. License to heal. Restore a small amount of HP. Oh, that's right. This is just... Okay. Jesse says, gonna head to bed, Moon Man. Good night, and good luck to you and the rest of the space crew. Jesse, I appreciate you being here. I hope that things start getting a little bit better for you. Again, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed for you. But yeah, thank you for being here, and we'll see you on the, hopefully, Thursday stream. I hope. Fingers crossed. Also, I am so sorry. I was, playing with our cat a bit before the stream, and my nose has been super itchy the whole night, and for some reason it seems to be getting worse. I don't know why it's getting worse the longer I've been away from her, but, you know, yay for cat allergies. Matthew says, yeah, when I was building my computer, I fried a hard drive trying to hook it up to something. Turned out the thing was faulty. That's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, it's a terrible feeling. Absolutely terrible feeling. So that means you can heal up to... Okay, so we don't want that, actually. We're going to have this max out at 5, because we do not want you to be healing that much. Because even at 1%, that means after every single monster you kill, you could get up to 10% of your HP back every single. That's not good. We could do fractions of percentages if we wanted to. So we could say 0.5%, 1%, 1.5, 2, 2.5, so on. But I almost think this one, we're going to have you max out at 5%. You level out at only leveling up to 5, level 5, which will give you a max of 5% HP after. Yeah. I think that's good for now. And then Reborn, let's do... Again, we're going to have you be able to upgrade up to 10. And then let's also have it be, this is doing 5% each time. 5%, 5%, 5%. It almost doesn't make much sense, though, if this is the only skill where you cannot... And okay, I'm just gonna set you to 10 for now. Call that good. Get up to level 10. Doing 1% of your HP for every level. Eventually, I'll look into how easy I could do fractional variables. I know that technically with raw JavaScript you can. I don't know how well that's going to work with using RPG Maker event commands. I'm assuming it's probably not going to go super well, so I would need to use... But I also don't know. I'm assuming the engine can store fractional variable, right? I'm assuming so. I guess we'll find out. Alright, the Reborn. Then we've got the dexterity skills. So you are... Roll with the punches. So 10. Yes. Yes, it can store fractional variables. I'm assuming that is what you mean. So I could store a 0.5 variable natively in RPG Maker. I mean, I can't necessarily do that in, you know, say, for example, if I come in here and just say control variables and set this one to be equal to 0.5, like, obviously I can't do that. Yes, you can store fractional variable. Okay, all right. That's what I assumed. I think that's kind of where I'm also at. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that it should be able to. I don't think that it would round it. But I also don't know. I don't know if RPG Maker itself would be like, oh, you're 0.5, let's round you to 1. Not a freaking clue. I mean, if you do div on variables, does it not store 0.5 when you do half? I think so. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Yeah. I think we'd be good. I think we'd be good to do it. I don't think I'm going to worry about it right now, though, because there is going to be quite a bit of balancing that's going to come into play later. And a lot of that balancing is definitely going to be with this skill tree now. Because, yeah, I'm going to have to do so much balancing later. So I'm just going to set these all to 10. So you can level up every single thing up to level 10. I'm also going to say, let's do this one at 5% instead of 15. I do worry about down the line, especially once the demo is released and people have like had a chance to like experiment and build out their characters. I do worry about messing with the skill tree down the line because I don't want people to like kind of be like, oh, I can do this thing, I can make this thing, everything's great. And then later down the line, I push out an update and it just like, but I guess this wouldn't be the first game to do that. There are tons of games that will push out updates, adjusting, player stats, different item stats, skill things. Like, I know that I shouldn't be as worried as I am. I just don't want people to like, I don't want to upset people, Like, I don't want to build something and have people be like, oh, this build was great for whatever reason, X, Y, and Z reason, and then have me later down the line be like, oh, by the way, can't do that because it felt cheap. And then have people be like, what the crap? Why would you remove that skill? Why would you nerf that skill? I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. So, yeah. Sue me. But don't sue me. Please don't sue me. It's the last thing. That's the last thing I need in my life right now is to be sued. And you could upgrade up to 10, 5%, intervals, 5%, 10. Oh, that's right. Eagle Eye doesn't have... Okay, so Eagle Eye and Royal Pact do not have it. That's then you are 10, you're 10, 10, 10. Okay, so all the ones that I just did are already up to 10, which is kind of what I was thinking with these other ones. So yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then if I click again, technically levels it up, but yeah. So let's do 6 out of 5. So we're going to change you to be a max value of 10. Refresh. We've got 0 out of 5, which would be a 10. Refresh. 0 out of 5. You can also be a 10. 5. 10. 5. You should be a 10. 5. You should be a 10. 6, 10, 10, so 5. Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, okay, yeah, we're good. Then change that to a 10. This one to a 10. 10. So then that one's going to remain a 1. Same with this one. And all this warding stuff should also be at a 10. Awesome. Yeah, so now we can upgrade all this up to 50%. Yeah, so do 2x damage if your health is below a specific percentage, below 50%. That's crazy. Oh, you can do double damage just if you're hurting. That one's going to be a lot of fun to have. Okay, oh, you checked. Just always buff things to make things more balanced. Therefore, no one is ever weakened. Weakened. Exactly. You're thinking outside the box on this one. I love it. I need to finish this game. I need to finish it so bad. I'm like sitting here looking at all these different perks, and I know that I'm literally the one making this. And I'm just like, ooh, I wonder what kind of character you could make if you like really spent a lot of perk points or skill points into this thing. Freaking be able to do 2x damage if your health is just below 50%. Like, how great is that? Like, just be running on low HP and you're doing double damage. Just out of nowhere, you're just doing double damage. I restore a small amount of HP after leaving the floor you're on. Here's one, though. I just realized there's not... I'm trying to decide, should we have a skill at the top of every single tree? It's like, say for example, we put one here, we put one here, put one here. That is very off. What the freak is happening there? Well, I'm glad I tested that. What is going on with the dexterity one? Let's go fix that. Okay, so that would be the last dexterity skill, right? Dexterity. Yeah. All right. What is with the X and the Y on this guy? What should you be? You are 480, 192. 480, not 430. Freaking idiot. There we go. That's better. That's better. That's better. Let's go. So anyway, I'm having a thought of, should we have a skill option somewhere in here where you can upgrade, where you can increase the amount of damage total you're doing for each of the elements. So in here, you would be able to upgrade your pyro damage, your geo damage, your hydro damage, and your necro damage. But I would have it all the way at the very top. So that way you're having to rely on upgrading your spell book, but then eventually you can start increasing the amount of pyro damage you do by 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, so on and so forth. Maybe. All right, let's see. I checked. Variables have decimal places dropped off when you use gayVariables.setValue. Oh. So not even JS can save you. Well, that sucks. Not to mention the items. Like, imagine the double damage on low HP plus my Drunken Gauntlets. That is another good point. So here's the thing, is I probably am going to go back, well, I know that I need to go back and redo a handful of the perk cards. Because as of right now, some of them just do not make any sense at all. So like, say for example, let's just pull this up and see what happens. Here we go. Axel's Davers out, or here we go. Actually, this one. Athra's Ale-Soaked Gauntlets. Actually, no, this one still works. You got the blackjack, X3, and then you got the double draw. Okay, never mind. That one's a bad example. This one is also a bad example. Never mind. There we go. Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom. It increases your wisdom by 1 and decreases your geo damage by 1. The geo damage still works. The wisdom plus 1 does literally nothing. We do not have a wisdom stat anymore. Like, that is not just a single stat that does anything. I mean, we don't even have wisdom at all anyway. It's been replaced with warding. But yeah, so a bunch of those where it's just like increasing and decreasing things like your dexterity or vitality, those don't really make sense anymore. I could adjust them, but probably what we're going to do is we're going to base all the cards now off of this skill tree system. Like, say, for example, let's say Vigorous Harvest. You restore a small amount of HP after slaying Floor Guardian. So you go from 0% to 2%. Which is great. Absolutely fantastic. I would love to restore 2% HP after you slay the Floor Guardian. But then there would be a perk card that would say, hey, regarding the whole Vigorous Harvest thing, I don't know, restore 10% HP after slaying the Floor Guardian. That way you're doing 10% HP plus 2% HP, or whatever level it's at. So if you've fully leveled this up to 20%, and then you get a perk card that adds another 10%, you are now restoring 30% of your HP after slaying each Floor Guardian, and so on and so forth. Same thing with like License to Heal. restore a small amount of HP after every slain monster. You could eventually level this up to be where you're restoring 10% of your HP after every single monster you kill. And then there could be some perk card that's like, oh, and also increase your license to heal ability by 10%. And so, or like double it or whatever it is, like double your license to heal. And so then you're restoring 20% of your HP. Yeah, there could be some absolute crazy builds because, yeah, again, like I've said, this skill tree is kind of supposed to be like the slow build where it's like, you're increasing it by 2%, by 1%, by 5% kinds of things. And then the perk cards go on top of that and then make it go crazy. Yeah. Anyway, the other thing that I was kind of saying that I was thinking about was maybe making it so you could increase your elemental damage by a percent. Well, somewhere in here, because none of these will actually increase your elemental skill. And so we could have one at the very top here. Like you have to work through this very top ability. I tried to make it the very top ones, obviously, are the best. I'll say, for example, with Reborn, where you can actually come back to life when you die once per run with X number of HP, or being able to restore health after every single monster. Royal Pact, being able to reveal the top card if it's a king, queen, or a jack. Pretty nice to have. Being able to negate necro damage, which, again, kind of spoiler alert, not really, kind of yes but no. But Vercilias is going to be a necro, like going to be using a lot of necro attack, which is why I put necro all the way here at the top. You gotta upgrade all this stuff before you can get necro. The same thing with the luck. I can't remember exactly which one this one is, but yeah. So all the best things I've tried to put at the top. Now I'm kind of like, wait, what was this one? Hand of Chance, less likely to draw a card that will result in a busting hand. Yes. So long as you are leveling up this one, the higher level this skill up here is, the one with the exclamation mark, the less percentage of a chance you have to actually draw a busting hand. So that one's probably going to be one that goes up by 5% each time. And so if you were to completely max this out after 10 levels, that would be 50%. That means you have a 50-50 chance of not drawing a card that would result in you busting. Obviously, if you were to be at 20 and there were no more aces left, there's not a whole lot that the luck do about that. But if you are at 17 and then you happen to get lucky, then they draw you a 3 or a 4 instead of a 10. So yeah, good times. So yeah, so that's the skill tree. It's coming along slowly but surely. Yeah, Midas Touch, increase the amount of gold enemies have on them. Jackpot, find chests filled with gold. Weighted dice, increase your chance of winning the tie rolls. Black Mage Jack, increase your chance of drawing a starting blackjack hand. That one would be really nice too. Especially if you are able to increase your chances of drawing a starting blackjack hand. And if you were to get that up to however high we're going to be able to get that to, I don't know. I feel like 20 or 25% is going to be too high. So I almost want to say that will increase by 1%. Because having a 10% chance of drawing a starting blackjack hand, that's kind of crazy. Especially if you pair that with some of the other perk cards of like, hey, your blackjacks are now doing 3x damage. Not bad. Bad at. Yeah. Anyway, cool. So like I said, the luck tree is going to be a little bit more involved. I'm still trying to decide exactly. So here's the thing. The skill tree, I'm increasing the variables as of right now, but they're technically not really doing anything in the game. The only ones that are really doing anything right now is Enduring Spirit, Roll with the Punches. I think Swift Evasion is also working. Serpentine is not working. So yeah, this is going to require a bit of like actually going through and making sure these are actually doing things. Warding is going to be super easy because literally all I have to do is just take whatever the value of the variable that this is at. So as I level this up, it increases this variable, right? So that's showing, what it's at. 20%. Literally all I do is I take that variable, which the variable would technically be at 10 right now, and you just say, hey, take this times 2, and then put it between a 1 in 100 chance. And so long as it is not 20 or below, then do damage. If it's 20 or below, don't do damage. Or you know, in this case with Pyro Ward, block. So if it is a Pyro attack, do, you know, 20%. Anyway, so it is going to be a bit more work to actually get these things working, but we're getting to the point where we can actually come in here, use our skill points, get these things leveled up, which is absolutely fantastic. It's making me feel really, yeah. Ugh. Anyway, as much as I don't want to end early again, we are ending as early as we did last time, but my body is still trying to catch up to freaking daylight savings time. If you live in a place that does not observe daylight savings, count your freaking blessing. Daylight saving first is so bad. But I think the plan is I'm gonna try and finish up the luck skill tree, because again, it's basically the exact same thing again and again and again. Yeah, you've all seen the process. I did it with vitality, I did it with dexterity, I did it with warding. So I'm basically doing that exact same thing, just with this, and then we'll be able to go into the tomb and actually make those things happen, based on the variables that are being set as you level up. So yeah, so on the next stream, which again, we're not going to be doing a game dev stream on Thursday. I know we've been doing a lot of gameplay streams, but technically this Thursday is the like every other Thursday, which is like the gaming stream week. So yeah, so we're going to be doing a gaming stream on Thursday. So same place here on Twitch. I'll just be streaming. I believe we're going to be playing some, I can never remember the freaking name of it. We are playing Geometry Dash for a little bit. And then I think the plan was also going to be doing hardcore Minecraft and seeing how long I can live before I die. So yeah. We'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah. So gaming stream on Thursday, and then Sunday we'll be back to the game dev stuff. So if you're not into the gaming stuff, totally understandable. Just I hope that I'll see you on the Sunday stream. And yeah, then hopefully by then the luck tree will be done. I'll have done it off stream, and then we can get back into the tomb and we can be doing stuff. I've got to make it so you can actually pull this up, which some ran dev has done absolutely fantastic work. I still need to test it, but I asked for some plugin help, and yeah, and it should be good. It should be good. I have, yeah, the pictures above the HUD. It's gonna be for this stuff here. It's actually gonna be used for the transitions between this screen and the rest of the tomb. So yeah, but I still need to test it. I still have not tested it, even though I said I was gonna test it like a week ago. Yeah. Stream is ending already. I just came. I'm sorry, Fluffy. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you can go back and watch the VOD. You know, there's that. I'm so sorry. But yeah, we're ending half an hour early tonight. Again, still slowly but surely getting caught back up on the freaking daylight saving stuff. So, but next week, well, Thursday and next week, we're going to be back to the full 4-hour streams. No more of this 3-hour, 3.5-hour stuff. We're going back full 4-hour streams, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, yeah, so on that note, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. I hope that I'll see you all on the Thursday stream. We're gonna have some fun, just play some games, hang out. But if not, totally understandable, and I will see you all on the Sunday stream when we're back to the game dev stuff. Should be good. So yes, we're gonna go do a raid though. So to everyone over on YouTube, I appreciate you being here. I will see you all. I guess if you're over here on YouTube, that means I'm not gonna be streaming game dev because I have a Moonwood gaming channel that if you want to go watch, I'll be over there instead. So yeah, so if you're over here on YouTube, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. I will see you all on the Sunday stream when we're back to the game dev stuff. So I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evenings or mornings, days, wherever you may be in this world. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. So till then, goodbye, farewell, and yeah, goodbye.